welcome to Dicefunctional, where a bunch of friends sit around, throw some dice. We share the story with you, our wonderful audience. Thank you everyone so much for being here. We appreciate your presence, and a special warm welcome to those of you who might be tuning in for the first time. Greetings and salutations to you, friends. We hope you enjoy your first taste of this adventuring part of this group of friends and all of the shenanigans that we get up to in the telling of this very story. Now, before we get into figuring out what happened with Asher and Fitz and the after the capture of an individual, we're going to let you know a whole bunch of other places where you can connect with us and watch more of this stuff, if this is your sort of thing. If you like watching things live, you can watch this very game, well, maybe not this exact very game, but future very games on Saturdays. That's right. We play this game live every Saturday at around 4 p.m. Eastern. You can tune in, chat with us, experience it all live as it all happens live, which is a fun way to do it. We also are live throughout the week, various times, doing all sorts of different stuff, whether it's art or games. So if you enjoy this friend group, make sure to follow, and that way you can come and hang out with us throughout the week. If you miss a session of the D&D stream, if you want to get caught up on previous adventures, including our entire campaign 1, some other one-shots, you can go on over to YouTube, youtube.com/@Dicefunctional, where you can subscribe, and then you can see all of the other stuff we have up there. Like I said, an entire campaign 2, a campaign 1, some one-shots. We have some other TTRPGs that we have played. We have some gaming content and some art content. There's a lot of stuff up there. So, hey, if you enjoy us, we got a whole lot of ways to keep you entertained. Now, if you're on the go, working on dismantling capitalism, or hell, just trying to survive, because that is the way that things have to be done some days, we got you covered there too. Wherever it is that you get your podcast from, just search Dicefunctional. We have all of Campaign 1 and Campaign 2 up to the current time of whenever it is that I am saying this, most likely. You can check it all out there, download them, take them with you, send it to a friend, have them listen to it, while they're doing whatever it is that they're doing to survive. We're here to help keep you entertained and give you a good story. If you want to connect with us on socials, we are at Dicefunctional everywhere except for on Twitter, where we are at Dicefunctional with an underscore. Just look for all the official art and the links. Everything's all linked together. And hey, if you want more information on the players or on the characters or both, search Dicefunctional wherever it is you search for websites. We have an awesome website. It's got all sorts of beautiful art, all sorts of good information, and hey, it'll let you know everything you need to know. But that's enough of me talking about this type of stuff. We have some things to figure out and see how things went down. Connor, take it away!
I already opened this earlier. So, where we last left the neighborhood watch, they had just made their way into the abandoned district in Hargrak, where all of their deceased are left for their eternal slumber, on the pursuit of a tiefling bard by the name of Lyre. This man appeared to have been responsible for the factory that was producing the drugs that caused the disappearance of Darius's spouse, as well as the disappearance of many other changelings. Additionally, it appears that the man was wanted by the Procretion government for an unknown reason, but at the very least, there is about a 10,000 gold bounty on his head for that. You guys managed to deal with him and his Grave Dust Guardians, played by Jace and Jill, and then retrieved some nice items from his person. Where we just left off, you guys were making your way back over to the elevator where your cart had been wrecked, Asher. But more importantly, Asher and Fitz had been left behind on the elevator along with several unconscious guards, many unconscious people, and numerous other problems to deal with at this moment in time. So, Asher and Fitz. Asher's currently under the disguise of one. Excuse me. I'm blanking on his name. Oh my god.
Amador Bayo.
Amador Bayo.
Judge Amador Bayo.
Under the disguise of one Amador Bayo. the comatose individuals that you guys have been bringing with you for some time have been brought back through the displacement chest that you have, so that they were inside of the tower instead of here in public, which could have been a serious problem. And the guards have been knocked unconscious, or at least asleep, by said sleeping individuals. So right now, you guys are on an elevator that is stalled out up top with a bunch of unconscious people, a bunch of wounded people with bounties on their heads. What do you guys want to do, per se?
Can I interrupt briefly?
Sure.
Anne keeps popping her head out behind Jace.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very distracting. Other side.
Where did she go?
Where'd she go?
Yeah. Oh, whatever. She's somewhere.
I don't know what to do. We're just chilling with these knocked out guards.
You got a short rest.
Shoot.
While the short rest is happening, after the unconscious individuals go through, Asher is going to give them a lead of just a few, of like maybe a minute. And then Asher is going to start putting the unconscious wanted people in the chest as well, to be dragged to a different part of the tower for temporary keeping.
Okay.
We are cleaning up this scene as much as possible.
Okay.
We're gonna gaslight the shit out of these guards.
Oh, it is. Oh, this is gonna be a thing.
Wait, is that legitimately what you're trying to do?
Oh, we're gaslighting the shit out of them. Yeah, no, this is.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah. We're making the best of a bad situation.
Don't let that one do the line.
Oh yeah, no, Asher's got this. Yeah. After they're in there, Asher's gonna have the bots start kind of cleaning up the stuff, because I mean there is physical stuff that's out as well.
Yeah, your card is an absolute wreck.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in the process of cleaning it up. Yeah, one of the things that's going to happen is Asher is having Rizzy send word to Amador.
Oh.
Okay. What are you saying to him?
Very simply, Asher says go along with it.
Okay. Okay, that message is passed along by Rizzy.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that's gonna need to be a thing, but whatever. CYA. And then once all of the bodies are cleaned up, and as we're in and after the message has been sent, as we're starting to gather all of the various bits and bobs, it's at that point that the cat starts walking on the guards to wake them up. We're not leaving them asleep for very long.
Okay.
Don't want to risk that.
Okay. So I'm assuming the cat is going to be harming them to wake them up,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Oh yeah.
And roughly, what do you think is the maximum amount of time you think that those guards have been asleep?
It wasn't more. I mean, it wouldn't have been more than like probably 3 minutes, maybe 5 at most.
Okay.
This is as soon as the crew clears the area. You know, right after these guys got knocked the fuck out, Asher was already mentally having the bots start moving them because wait, this is, it's not, we're not leaving them asleep permanently. We're trying to avoid collateral damage. As much collateral damage as possible.
Okay. Do you still look like Amador right now?
Yes.
Okay.
And I will for the next
You probably
hour.
all say, okay.
Without-
well,
without-
you've been Amador for a little while as of now, so it's getting closer to, we'll say, like 50 minutes.
Okay.
50.
Yeah. I still have other spells that I can pop to make me continue to look like Amador, but this one will wear off in about 50 minutes. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So, cleaning away a majority of the unconscious bodies, getting them out of eyesight, getting them into the displacement chest. You're now left with a few of your companions that were tagging along with you. Rizzy is in their mechanical body.
Mm-hmm.
Max is clutching onto Sermit. And those would be the two I can think of immediately that are the most memorable.
Soldier. Is that Max?
That's Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot his name. I remembered him. I just forgot his name.
Yeah, it's Max.
Yeah.
Yeah, a homeless friend that we've given a home to.
He needed something.
Did Hadrian depart from us at the city?
Hadrian left. Yeah, Hadrian would have left well before you guys went off to the factory.
Probably for the best.
Probably for the
Yeah.
best. I don't want to have to explain to him all the shit we do. Seems like a nice man.
So, at that point, the cat begins to walk over the bodies of the unconscious dwarves with heat metal active, causing some minor burns on them to wake them up from their slumber.
Mm-hmm.
And the small group of guards will kind of start to wake up and look around at the situation.
No, if we move those over there, when that Irons individual gets their cart back, they'll be able to pick it up there. No, that looks like that goes with that over there. I mean, sure, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Oh, finally, you're awake.
Yes.
What
I'm
happened?
awake. We went near those bodies and then we fell asleep. Where have the bodies gone, sir?
The bodies have been moved away.
Where to?
Mr. Irons has some sort of biohazard containment protocol that he put into place.
And the other individuals, I'm assuming they've run off into...
Do you want me to go after them? I have me with no weapons and my personal bodyguard with one weapon.
2 weapons, actually.
2 weapons.
I don't expect you to be going anywhere. But with that said, those individuals will be facing... They will be facing some repercussions for this.
As to be expected.
Well, we need to get that cart moved and off onto one of the platforms so that it doesn't take up the elevator for any longer. You and your bodyguard, as well as any of those other individuals, are going to need to be coming with us to have a conversation.
Of course.
Good. Move the pile of scrap off onto the other platform. Well, the guard was talking, saying this is the other guards, not necessarily you, Fitz.
Fitz hasn't been doing anything. Fitz has just been piling up pieces of like wood. It's like, yeah, this is
Yeah,
job.
that's
This
right.
is what a bodyguard does.
Does Fitz not know what a bodyguard does?
I mean, I think Fitz probably knows what
Yeah.
a bodyguard does, but Fitz doesn't really embody A bodyguard.
What are you talking about? He's the...
Limp noodle arms.
So, the guardsmen begin to very quickly just kind of shovel off the hunks of scrap that are the cart onto the platform for the purposes of at least freeing up the elevator or one of the elevators.
Mm-hmm.
And they do not particularly care what happens to any bits or bobs. They do not care if there are any goods or decent objects in there. They are simply shoveling it out of the way.
Yeah.
And then they are going to make their way back over to the opening where the other people went in, and they are going to be waiting there with their weapons at the ready.
Mm-hmm. As we were waiting there, after the sounds of whatever the fuck was going on in the graveyard die down, over the mic, Asher's gonna go, again, being far away from all of these guards. Let me know when you are about to enter the area, so that way I can play a distraction for you. Right before the last corner.
Okay.
Will do.
So, as you all are making your way back from the area where you fought Lyre. Ooh, excuse me. You have Lyre in tow, well and truly bound and gagged to be no longer a threat. Electos is probably looking the best out of all of you when it comes to well-being. A good chunk of you are all badly wounded, and you are also carrying some bags of loot and money with you.
I'm okay. I'm fully.
Yeah.
I'm at full health.
Tana's with us. We're not carrying bags. The bag of holding's right there.
Yeah, I know, but you guys have this stuff. That's what I am describing. I'm describing the situation. Thank you very much for nitpicking it. Shut up.
I'm good.
Shut up.
I don't want to be caught with loot.
Actually.
Upon getting close to the entrance, one of you, I'm assuming, will provide Asher the alert that you are going to be getting close by.
I would have rolled a sneak or a
Yeah,
stealth
you can.
check earlier
You, can
ago.
roll, you guys can roll stealth. The folks who are making their way back can absolutely roll stealth to try and be quiet about this.
No, I mean, like, I declared it last session that I did stealth.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
I know, roll stealth.
I did roll stealth last because I'm rolling
rolled
again.
Stupid last time.
22 from Granny.
Yeah. To be fair, Granny is like the one person who doesn't need to because she's wasn't
Yeah, I got
allowed in there.
permission.
Yeah, you're a cleric. You have permission.
Sitting at a solid 9.
Solid 9 from Darius.
And you know what? Let me add a Ren to that because I can.
So badly injured right now.
Yes. Let me add
91.
that.
Of course, when I rolled my normal dice, I
Oh.
rolled 13, but digital dice gives me a 1.
So
Still
mine's
have-
a 20.
Digital dice.
I will say, I still have second level spells, so I could theoretically cast Pass Without a Trace as we're approaching. So that it's a little bit less. We have a little more stealth.
It will not matter in the count of Kaz. That's a nat
Do you-
1.
Do you want to, Michelle?
I do.
Okay.
I'm going
Okay.
to.
So it'd be
I
a
don't-
32, a 19, a 29, natural 1.
Mine's actually
Also a natural
30.
1! I
Yeah.
joined the natural 1.
You rolled another natural 1. Are you fucking kidding me?
I swear to God.
Okay, never mind. That pass without trace doesn't mean shit now.
I know,
To be quite frank with you, I am still at 13 health, so I am badly injured from this fight.
Yeah, no, your health is awful. You're doing very bad.
Yeah,
You're
so
trying to sneak, but the blood is falling out of you so fast.
I'm
There's
just
a trail
not good at
behind
sneaking
you.
sometimes, man. I used a bad die. I'm not using that die again.
I'm not using
Anyway.
visual dice, so at least for today. For
Okay.
that.
Actually,
fine.
it would be because I declared vent before I physically
Yeah,
declared
it's-
pass that trace, so I'm just going with it.
It's,
I mean,
it's
pass
fine.
without trace is useless, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's too
I
many
tried.
failures with the natural ones. Okay. So you guys begin making your way towards that section, trying to be quiet as possible. You give Asher a heads up. But Asher, I'm pretty sure you have a decent passive perception.
I don't think I do.
What's your passive perception then?
Oh, passive perception's a
Oh.
hot 10.
Yours is a flat 10. What's Fitz's?
15.
Okay, so Fitz has got a pretty decent 15 on their perception, or passive perception. You know immediately, Fitz, they're not being stealthy enough. Whatever happened in there almost certainly resulted in a fight. They're probably sporting some pretty serious injuries. So they're not moving like they normally do.
I think that Fitz will just sort of lean over to Amador Asher.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, well, I can hear them. They're being very loud. It doesn't sound great.
All right. With what is going to happen next, when I tell you to shut your eyes, shut your eyes. Okay?
Got it. Got it.
As they're getting close, Asher, so one of the items that Asher made early on, Connor, that we talked about is those random firecrackers. So Asher is going to have a couple bots go like way out to the flanks. And then they're going to set one off from the right, one off from the left to get everyone's attention. Set off a third one in the middle to get everyone look at the middle, and right near where the pile of stuff is, Asher's gonna set off his duck.
Quack bang.
We're never gonna be allowed to come back to this city.
I have a plan.
Yeah, I think we're banned.
I think Amador is gonna be banned from.
Oh well,
A city he has jurisdiction over.
not my problem.
No, he
Play along,
doesn't.
Amador.
Wrong city. He has jurisdiction over Belric. I'm gonna keep reminding you guys of this.
I know, but
Amador
it's
is not
the
going to
joke.
be allowed back in Heart. We're gonna lose him his job.
He deserves it.
Amador, what were you doing over at Hardgrack setting off flashbangs? You're not me.
Just a kooky guy.
Like, Cookie-
Okay, so I will have the guards roll. It'd be Constitution for a flashbang, basically, because they're trying to deal with the blindness, basically.
Yes. And how we're gonna sell this is as the first one goes off, Amador Asher's gonna start looking around like he has no idea what's going on, and then start moving towards the chest. Like it's an escape plan.
Performance,
Yes. If you want me to do performance, I can do performance.
please do.
Let's do.
Can I offer assistance by the fact that Fitz doesn't know that the firecrackers are gonna go off, so he is genuinely like,
Yeah, I'll grant advantage for that. That's fair.
Perfect. Thank you.
Fitz's cluelessness paid off in this moment.
There's a reason Asher did it that way. Thank you for
I was never
advantage.
told.
Sweet. That is a 16 on the die plus 3. It's 19 plus a flash of genius. 23.
20.
That'll be good enough. Oh no!
Well.
Oh no! That was
3 natural ones in the span of 5 minutes.
yeah.
focusing on
Yeah,
advantage.
on stream next week.
I think the
Hold
odds
on,
just got
let
even,
me-
guys. Don't worry.
Let me test something.
Roll some die.
There's not one in there. The dice rating says it will all be fine after this.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Trust me. I know what I'm doing.
So, you begin acting up like you're moving towards that chest quickly. Fist looks confused. The guards see and hear the firecrackers going off, and then will turn to pay very close attention to what is happening. And then the quack bang that Asher has made will go off, letting out a deafening quack down this stone elevator shaft,
Yep.
which then echoes all the way down. But lets out a gigantic blinding flash of light.
All I can imagine is people going, "There's a giant fucking duck up there?"
Oh,
Because it has to crack when it blows up.
it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that you had like major illusions so you could do a dragon-sized duck flying overhead.
Eventually,
match
something
with
like
the
that.
quack.
Yeah. But yeah. So as Amador dives to break line of sight, Asher will actually drop the spell. 'Cause again, we're selling this, and then Asher is going to pop up with his pistol and start looking around like he's trying to go into a defensive position.
Okay. Well, with the guards rolling a natural 1 on the whole try not to get blinded thing, they're sufficiently dazed currently, which will give the rest of the party enough time to start making their way past them back onto the elevator that's been stopped.
Hold on, I think because Electos has Tana's earpiece, I think I also need to make a Constitution save to see if I'm blinded.
I mean, couldn't have someone whispered it to you?
I would imagine one of the party members would have whispered.
Yeah,
it
we
to
would
you,
have
so I'm not
definitely
worried
said
about
something.
that.
Yeah.
Alright then.
And if not whispered, I do imagine Electos just going, grabbing Kana by the head, like hovering around.
Yeah.
So you all will be able to get back onto the elevator right now, as the guards have been pretty badly blinded and do not appear to be hearing well currently.
Oh,
So,
two elevators?
there are 2 elevators. Mind you, the other elevator has to have been going now because
Okay.
you had 2 elevators that were both stuck up there the entire time. They can't leave that like that for the entire city.
That makes sense. Okay.
And the longer on this goes, the later and the closer to the morning it becomes, which means people need to use that elevator.
Mhm.
So they can't just leave that stuck like that. 1 is okay. 2 is not okay.
Okay.
So the rest of the team all piles back onto the actual elevator platform themselves. Asher and Fitz, do you guys say anything to them? Try and get them to play along? Do you just keep playing with what you're doing?
Asher motions to them, go.
Go where?
Like, clear line of sight, like, get out of here. This is your distraction, go, I got this.
So we take one of the elevators down?
Yeah.
I don't think we can.
You can't.
Yeah.
There are
we
no
can't.
other elevators up here.
Get in the
Yeah.
chest, you ding dongs.
Or get in the chest. Hell.
That is Fitz saying, "Get in the chest, you ding dongs."
Get in the chest, ding dongs.
Yeah,
That's
the only
what it
other
sounds like.
Yeah, I
the
mean
only other
that's
place we'd be able to go is
yeah.
our tower.
Get in the chest. Get in the tower.
See you on the other side, soldier.
Because I mean
As
that is
Deus
the other
goes
thing
in.
you would see actually Asher like go.
As Deus goes in, she passes 2 things off. A bottle of a very specific poison I have on me. That I'm trying to remember the name of. It's the knockout juice.
Knockout juice. That's what I called it. I
Ether.
called it knockout juice.
The ether and her parapet that lets you do Misty Step just in case.
Okay. So periapt for Misty Step and a bottle of ether, Asher, have been pressed into your hands. Electos is gonna keep hold of Lyre and is just gonna wave you guys along, like go into the chest. I'll be fine.
Wait, I have the book. She can't leave without me. We're
She
good.
can't. She
Everyone
literally can't
else-
leave without you.
Everyone else died getting this guy. It's just Electos left.
I mean,
So
but
the rest of
about
the party
only one
members-
who can actually be out here, if we're just trying to minimize the amount of damage and issues, is Granny. Because Granny had
Granny's
permission.
the-
Should I stay behind then?
It's up to you.
It's your call what you want to do with it, but for the rest of y'all, like just clear line of sight. We'll get this part.
I can remain behind because I was actually allowed to go, so
Mhm.
I'm not as in much dire need. And I can wait. Double checking. Never mind. Bless is only attack rolls and saving.
Yeah.
I can give some guidance before I jump in. It lasts for a minute, so
Yeah. or
Slap me.
enhance ability if you
I
have that spell.
slap Granny before I give Granny guidance before I go in. I go here. Get some out.
Slap her on the ass and go.
If
Good
if
fight.
I
good fight.
wasn't if I wasn't more injured now than when going in, I'd stay behind to gaslight the guards alongside Asher. Because think how funny it would be to run up and say like, "See, you should have let me go in." Except I'm obviously more injured, so I will just go in the chest.
Yep.
Okay. So leaving behind Electos and Granny, Kaz, Fizzy, Darius, and Tana, you all pile in. You all just pile into the displacement chest and have it closed up behind you and find yourselves back inside of your tower, further down south of Ekes.
Once
Where-
we're in, Darius is putting something over top the chest. So if for some godforsaken reason, one of the guards try to follow us, they can't get out.
That's awful. Okay.
I never claimed to be a good person.
So, with that said, Kaz, Darius, Fizzy, and Tana, you can see that a good assortment of Asher's little bots have been spreading out the unconscious and sleeping people here inside the actual tower itself. This is also going to be your best opportunity to just like either short rest or patch yourselves up, because honestly, you're a good chunk of you are not in great shape. I know this because I get to see your sheets. So if you guys want to do short rest, this is a good opportunity to do so.
Let me check.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get anything for short rest, so.
Roll those hit
The
dice.
weather. I know I get some things, but I don't remember what.
If people are expending a hit die, you can add a d8 to it.
Actually, benefit from
Get
a
here.
short rest? Since I don't benefit from a short rest, so I'm not going to take one because I'm like at full health. I would like to do a little bit of exploring.
In the tower?
Yeah, because remember, this is like the last place I know my sister probably was.
Okay, we can
Or
get
like
back
the
to that
first-
later.
Yeah,
I'm
I
doing
want to
short
put that out
rest.
now, so.
That's fair.
And you would get your wild shape back if you've expended any.
It's fine.
So
I'd rather
yeah,
explore.
Kaz, Darius, Tana, if you guys want to do short rests, start spending the hit die, it's fine. So, going back to Fizzy, Asher, and Granny, as well as Electos.
Wrong F.
Yep, sorry. Fitz.
No, the one D10.
Fitz, Granny, and Asher. The guardsmen appear to be rubbing their eyes and are looking around a little bit more aggressively now, given what has just occurred. Their weapons still clutched tightly in their hands. They will now be aware of the other people who have shown back up, which is did it again, which is Granny and Electos.
Mm-hmm. Once the comrades are clear, Asher is actually making his way over to the guards. Again, we're still styling this. Just trying to help them up. Like, are you all right?
Granny's also gonna help with that. She's gonna kind of rush over and be like, "Oh my word, are you all right?" Like,
I am fine. Cleric, where did the other ones go?
We had a rough time apprehending this criminal.
Granny, what happened?
There.
What happened in there?
I know I'm grinning. I have a horrible poker face. She is affecting like very, like, this unconscious fella here, summoned some bone constructs and attacked us when we tried to, extract him. And, they were extremely tough enemies. Like, you can see me, I'm still bleeding a little bit. I can assure you that I and none of my compatriots damaged any of the landscape or disturbed any of the dead. I can't say the same for this guy, but one way or another, the issue is done. She looks kind of like drawn and tired and like maybe a bit sad, but in
Deception check.
Yeah.
Bonus action.
You're
help
full
from
of
Asher.
shit. Deception check.
Bonus action. Help from
Absolutely.
Asher.
Help from Asher, of course. You get to roll a second time.
And how much does guidance give me again?
E4.
Well, D4. Yeah.
So 21.
And
Would
the
a
guard is going
cleric
to...
Would a cleric of Althea lie?
Would I lie
the,
to you?
the guardsman is going to look at the bound man being held by Electos. And Electos is just going to helpfully kind of pull out the bounty sheet for this man and kind of like use a loose nail that she has and just kind of like nail it to his shirt. That way it's just kind of dangling off of him. No, not to his chest. No,
Nail it to his sternum.
Ouch.
Ouch. Which very clearly shows the bounty that this man has on his person, or at least what he's being bountied for. The guards look over the bounty, kind of eyeing Electos a little suspiciously at first, but then they see the bounty sheet has the correct stamps and it does have the proper documentation on it. So it is a genuine bounty. And the guardsman in charge is going to let out a deep sigh, and then he is going to look back at you, cleric, and go, "Then it is good to see that you took... It is good to see that you held the respect for our deceased that is necessary. I do appreciate that. But with that said, you all are still not intended to be in there. and you are going to still be needing to explain the whole situation to the guardsmen here. Not just me, but my captain, of course.
Of course.
The cart and the remains of it are going to be considered evidence for the time being until we clear this matter up. The man will be taken into custody. The bounty will be respected. Elf, I do appreciate you acquiring this man.
Are you taking the man then? 'Cause-
While I am taking you all and the
Yeah.
man to the nearest guard outpost, yes.
It's just this man has some information that we are also trying to get from him before he goes and gets justice. But
That is
we can
unfortunate.
talk about that. We can talk about that at your guardhouse.
Yes, that can be discussed. You two stay at the platform. You stay on the cart. Make sure no one touches it. You all will come with me. And the elevator is going to be called down onto the topmost level, and you'll be brought to the guard outpost right here.
Who's picking up the displacer chat?
No one.
You guys get to have a fun little tower day. Tower.
Actually, after my short rest, I have plans, but I gotta hope it.
You're dead. You're dead, dude. These guys, they think you're
We
dead.
faked your death!
You're dead.
No.
You are dead.
Quiet, meta birds. You don't get to know this.
To be fair,
Bears wouldn't know.
What's the range on the
Not
the
that
message?
far, bro.
Not that far.
Not that far.
It's,
Tower.
it's message.
Yeah,
It is message
that's not that
effectively. That's how you can
far.
think of it.
Yeah.
to be fair, they never saw Kaz or Tana go in, and they were too blind to see either come out.
It doesn't matter. Darius is still thought to be dead.
Yeah.
I've got plans.
If you go to jail, you're staying there.
And the
Okay.
horse. They also think a horse is dead in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait!
Yeah.
Fine.
You I'm
actually okay.
Only me?
It's only Darius. It's
Only
only Darius.
Darius.
Everybody else has stealth checks
Yeah.
or was a horse.
I don't know.
It's just Darius.
Yeah.
Close.
I'm good!
Oh,
Going in anywhere,
No,
actually.
No. Just a
we're
horse.
fucking horse.
Big hate kind.
Yeah, I understand like the stealth and making sure that you're not seeing going out of it, but I do need to point out like Fizzy wasn't spotted at any point
At any
in any of
point.
this because there was no Fizzy. The horse.
The horse died. And we found a fizzy in there.
So now
It's
the
hard to
guards
be
are
stealthy
fully
when you're
expecting that there's a
6'6".
dead horse
Yeah.
in their graveyard.
Mhm.
At
That
least
they
it's
won't go
graveyard.
So
into.
This is so good for me.
A dead horse.
And
Anyway,
hopefully we're gone by the time they realize there are no bodies in there. Because they need to call clerics to do that, apparently.
yeah.
So, Fitz, Asher,
Mm-hmm.
Granny, and Electos, you guys are going down to the guard outpost. Fitz, it comes to your attention that you may be getting arrested now.
Not again. Wait,
There,
I just
This-
imagine you thinking, how am I going to explain this to my dad?
question. Does Fitz still have the stolen book on him?
No, that would be
It's
in the
our
card.
book, Fitz. It's ours.
Our book, comrade.
There's no way he'd be carrying it with you.
Well, I have to be at that point because if it was in the cart, guess what? It's not in the cart anymore.
it's either, guys, you got two choices. It's either on Fitz or in the pile of scrap.
On
It's
Fitz.
It's on. Fitz,
It's
isn't
on.
it?
I think at
Okay.
least Fitz, like if it had been in a pile, I think Fitz would have, as he was hiding, would have been like, oh.
Fine. Please know, just for flavor, Fitz has 2 book holsters on his hips. One has the fancy blood book, and one now has the stolen criminal book about dragons.
There,
Dragonology.
there, the guardsman who has been dealing with your bullshit the entire time will make sure that the known criminal does get locked up and held in a cell. And you'll see that while he is unconscious, a handful of guards will still stand near him with basically short swords at the ready, just like pointed at his gut. So if he moves at all, they are ready to kill him. But you'll see that the ropes that were binding him are cut loose. The binding that was put on his face is cut loose. And instead, they'll be putting on what look to be metal versions of the same thing. Also, Jill, Jess, don't worry, we know you're good. You'll see that they basically cuff his entire arm and hands. They put like 3 cuffs that go along like metal bands on his forearms, and then a specially made hand, like almost like a hand guard that makes him keep both hands pressed together like this, and then locks them tight. And then on his face itself, they actually put what is best described as a human muzzle on him, and it just like clamps his mouth and jaw shut, and then put a blindfold on him. And then they lock him away in his own cell, looking very unwell but dealt with. The guard explains the situation to the clerk present in the outpost, and shortly afterwards, the head of guard steps out. She appears to be a dwarven woman, kind of dusky skinned. She has a thick braided beard and what looks to be a shaved head. She is wearing a very heavy suit of plate mail, and she looks over you all and goes, "So why exactly were you all attempting to charge into one of our resting places for the deceased? What was your reason for that?"
We had a criminal on the run who had snuck in there, and we were given chase. In the case of our elven friend here, she was after the bounty, which I'm sure you've seen the poster by now.
I have seen the bounty, yes.
Sorry, I looked over at Michelle, and she is...
She's hostile in the
Her
witness
camera
protection
is
program.
not wearing glasses.
On, little buddy.
Um,
Focus. There we go.
and we were given chase because we were helping her, and he is might have some information that we need to solve some mysteries that could impact the whole country.
While the bounty is hard to deny, the second point is hard to believe, if you'll understand. It feels like you're trying to feed me a crock of shit.
I could go into more detail if you like.
But we also need to make sure that he does not have any conversations with anybody, nor does he speak. As bear in mind, he is a spellcaster.
Oh, we know.
And with the bounty that he is sporting, we have to take him seriously. So I do not expect that conversation will be something you get to have with him. Worry about yourselves first and foremost. Mr. Irons, Yes, I know who you are, and I know your name, and I know your family.
Of course you do.
Yes. The guards do not use your weapons here. You do not have much sway in that regard. But I know your name. Your cart is a wreck. It was used and it leapt onto one of our elevators, which interfered with the traffic of general goings-on in the city and caused no headache for everyone down below. Everyone watched your cart travel up the elevator shaft. Everybody witnessed this occur. You could have harmed people. You could have injured passerbys. You could have hurt civilians. All in the name of trying to find one man.
You are correct. I could have, but I did not.
Did not is not the important thing. Could have is. Reckless behavior like that can result in people's deaths. It will take one mistake for you to kill someone. To ruin someone's life. Perfection is not something most mortals can find or achieve. Understood?
He'll just rattle his hand. I've got it.
Miss Cleric. Your name?
Aoife.
Aoife. Miss Cleric. While your status as a cleric is apparent and your ability is recognizable to anyone with a small knowledge of arcane arts, you do realize that that is still intended to be a place of rest where our deceased go.
Ma'am, how much do you know about changelings? This is relevant, I promise.
Very little.
Okay. So you know, many changelings suffer from maledictions of their own mind. A lot of them require medicine to kind of keep these symptoms down and help them function in regular society. Well, the man you have there in that cell that we were chasing works for a factory that makes this medicine for these changelings. And my compatriots and I have been tracking down this medicine for weeks now, because this medicine has been used to mind control changelings, and we still do not really know what they're using them for. But if you ask anyone who knows changelings, if they've been taking medicine, they've been disappearing. And we believe that this man is at least partially responsible for these disappearances and this abuse of willpower and sense of self. And I do contain a lot of respect for the dead. I could not be a cleric without having that respect. However, these changelings are still alive, and we could not let this guy get away if we could help these people who are still alive. Do you understand why now that we had to run in there, despite it being a place of rest? He was already disturbing it. We were trying to extract him as fast as possible because we care about these living people.
Persuasion.
Yeah. Do I get advantage because I fucking pulled out? Oh, I gave a speech.
Yeah. Yeah,
I will give you a lower.
box
I will give you a lower
and
DC.
food on it.
Okay. 16.
I mean, I was gonna
What
say
if-
bonus action help from Asher though.
Oh right, I
Yeah.
forgot you.
What if Asher and Fitz are both off to the side looking extremely innocent?
Still only 16.
Okay,
It's the truth.
hold on.
It is.
Yeah.
It's only right that you get this, Becca, because I got
You-
it.
Are you
from
trying?
dragging you?
You trying to give me
I
your
give-
Isn't this the same line that you gave last time?
Hand it over.
I give my inspiration point to you.
Could you do that?
Yeah, you're allowed.
Yeah.
You're allowed to
Yeah.
provide. Inspiration points are rerolls. That's the way
Yeah.
to
I
think
just
of it.
Would I
worried that
reroll
it
just-
isn't high enough.
That's
So-
right. Would I reroll just once, or would I reroll with advantage?
No, you
just-
declare which one of those 2 rolls you did. You're going to reroll, and you're going to reroll that 1 roll.
I'm gonna
Reroll the
reroll
eight.
the second advantage.
And you can pass off DM inspiration to anybody else in the party. You cannot pass off bardic inspiration.
Yes,
Yes.
bardic inspiration is individual.
That is a dirty 20.
Oh yeah.
If what you're saying is true, then what you're describing is mass poisoning, effectively. If what you're saying is true, you will write down where this factory is, and we will be holding you, ma'am, and you, Mr. Irons, in custody. Elves, I will get to the 2 of you in a moment. You especially, ma'am. But if what you're saying is true, then there will not be any charges. Hopefully, you are not lying to me. But until
Yes.
then, you'll be held in custody.
I swear on the goddess of truth.
That is a pretty
Godsman.
big swear.
I've heard many people swear on many gods, and they will lie to save their asses.
Yeah,
Godsman.
fair enough.
Take away all weaponry and all magic items on their persons, lock them in individual cells.
My friends are in there.
Did they take Asher's arm? It's magic.
It's a
Asher's
prosthetic
arm, no, but you will, Asher, I will point out to you, you will see that there is someone who comes in who is wearing, who was wearing lighter armor, very clearly, but you can see that he has what looks to be like sets of rings on his person, and you see he traces out sigils in the air, and you see his eyes glow with detect magic. He is checking you over for magic items now.
Too bad nothing
thing,
that's in Asher's coat pops.
Yeah, he's been doing the aura.
Asher has a permanent Astel's magic aura
Oh, yeah,
on the
Nystel-
coat. It does not
Yeah,
pop
and
as
Nystel's magical
magical.
aura
Everything that's
Okay,
in
so
the
the-
coat, nothing,
is not magical. Okay.
is not
They're gonna
magical.
So
make
anything-
blood
Yep.
book.
Anything on the coat is not magical, but any weapons that you do have visible, they're taken.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Asher lets him take him.
Including casting focuses. So, Granny, your religious symbols, those are taken away from you. Your gun is taken away from you.
godhood.
Any bullets, any knives, they're taken.
That makes sense.
Now, that leaves the head of guard, Iria Toledano, because I never really introduced her, with Fitz and Electos. And to Electos, she is looking her over, and it looks to be ready to really dress her down verbally. Fitz, she will look at you and say, you are technically only guilty by association.
It looks like he's about to cry.
You were in the cot And you were assisting them, yes, but you also never went inside of our graveyard, to put it politely. Since that is the case, you will be monitored and will be closely watched by the guards for the time being. Your picture, your face, is going to be spread out amongst the guards, and we will know who you are, and we will keep an eye out for you. If, for whatever reason, you step out of line, you will be arrested.
Is Fitz crying right now?
Like a little bit, like enough that it's like. Sorry. Yeah. I won't get in any trouble.
Like a teenager getting a ticket for drunk driving.
He's a good boy.
Scared straight.
Scared straight.
This isn't going on my permanent record, is it?
Oh, no.
Fitz.
You're not going to tell my parents.
I think Fitz is literally gonna be like, you're gonna tell my dad, are you? I don't.
Shut up.
I don't know how you. You're not going
Shut up.
to, right?
Get out.
Okay, sorry.
And as you were leaving, you hear her go, "And you!"
Lexos in so much trouble, but that's
Oh my
fine.
god.
Yeah, because she's a bounty hunter that charged into a graveyard to go hunt down a criminal, which is still not cool.
Yeah, though I'm sure she's done it before. Something like that.
So of the four of you, Fitz is the only one allowed to leave, as I could not rationalize any reason why the guards would arrest you, but they will definitely be watching you closely.
Fitz just standing outside alone, like.
I don't know what to do.
Right through jail.
I also need to say, all magic items are removed from your persons that were noticeably magical. So while Nistel's magical aura definitely did cover your hidden pockets, Jace,
Yeah.
it did not cover Asher's earring.
Yeah, no, the earrings.
That's
take it.
gone.
Yeah.
You can't do communication with other people.
Except for
Sorry,
Rizzy,
buddy.
Except for Rizzy and my bots.
Well, that's different.
Yeah. That's all he needs.
That's
Are you
different.
okay?
I will, and that's a perfect time to mention this because as Fitz is freaking the fuck out, there is a very familiar porcelain-looking automaton that comes walking up and would put a blanket around his shoulders because Rizzy knows him very well at this point.
Oh, thank goodness I'm not completely alone.
It's all right, dear. Come on.
God. Yeah.
So where is the chest exactly, guys?
It's still there.
It
It
is
is-
still in a pile of rubble
it
at the
is-
top of the elevator
It is
shaft.
covered in a pile of rubble on top of the elevator, which Rizzy is working on getting Fitz back to at the moment. Oh, and within a matter of
Going back to the crime.
about 5 to 10 minutes, like on your way to the elevator, you would see a very familiar metal cat slinking its way towards the jail.
Things are about to happen.
So the rest of the party, Kaz, Darius, Fizzy, and Tana, you guys have been sitting there mending your wounds, resting, trying to get yourselves back to something close to 100% given the circumstances, or most of you have at least. Darius and Fizzy, you guys both have your own things that you are trying to go and do, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Fizzy,
Let
you were
Fizzy go
exploring.
first.
Yeah, I'm exploring.
Okay. So you can do a perception check if you'd like.
I do want to, yes. I would very much like. Okay, not a natural one, please. No, okay. It's a is that a 19? Yeah. 19 plus 8 is a 27.
So what you will note is this place definitely does still have a lot of hidden locations, much more than you would anticipate, and that at least has something to do with the enchantment that was placed on the building itself. It is, to reuse a term that has been heard a dozen different times by people who listen to or read Lovecraftian novels, it is non-Euclidean. The geometry of this place does not make sense. It does not add up to something that would make sense from the outside. It is larger than it should be. There is also a little bit of intent that has to be considered as you're moving too. So intending to walk towards the kitchen area brings you closer to the kitchen area. Intending to walk closer towards the staircases brings you closer to the staircases. So you do realize that means that at least some of the things here require some knowledge of what was here to find it.
That is good to know.
But you also note a few other things. The layers of dust that you see match up with what you would see in a building that was basically cleared out and then left alone. So anything that was here, it's basically been cleaned. It's been taken, a majority of the things that were here were taken away, save for the stuff that were fixtures and couldn't be.
Really weird question.
Okay.
I don't think you'll be able. Can I tell a difference in like layers of dirt? Like, you know how like when something has been there and then it gets moved.
No, I know what you mean. You're looking for spots where like it looks like something, like there was a layer of dirt in this area, but something got taken away, and then the rest of the dirt wasn't cleared away. I understand. Yeah, I get it. So there are only a handful of spots like that that you note. One is a smaller, quieter room than the rest. There don't really appear to be windows in this area, but it also seems to be much more secure and much less drafty compared to the others. But there were certainly some spots where it looks like stuff was left abandoned in this room, and then it was taken, and then the dust was allowed to layer back over, leaving these basically silhouettes where something sat.
Can I what like vague shapes they are?
Something with a round base, something that might be a bed, something rectangular with a couple other legs near it, so a desk and chair.
So one other question.
Yeah.
Which is it possible to tell from the amount of dirt, like how long it's been?
I would say probably not accurately, no.
Like crime scene.
No, probably not.
A lot of bones lately, so.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if you can tell that by dust, amount of dust. I would say no. You probably would not have the ability to do so.
Okay.
You can make approximations, but it depends on how contained, like
Yeah,
isolated.
that's the biggest issue.
And how many living creatures have been there to shed like particles and stuff.
Yeah, again, been watching a lot of Bones, so that I'm aware of. God, I'm trying to figure out if I can figure out a time frame. If there's any way of figuring out a time frame for like how long this has been like this, if that makes sense. And
well, you do recall that when you guys first got here, the signs of blood that were near the other chest were still here. So that happened very recently compared to when they left.
Okay. All right. I mean, that's what she's doing while everyone's like kind of recovering. is just kind of wandering around, seeing if she could find anything.
Okay. Darius,
You know,
what was it that you wanted to do?
I need to make one really good forgery.
Okay.
I already asked you the question through message, but I'll say this. Darius has worked for and grew up around High Council of Yinlin.
Mhm.
Yelinin?
Yenlian.
Yinlia. So she knows exactly what those papers look like, not just because she's seen them, but because she's written them.
Mhm.
I would like to create a letter that is essentially amnesty in relation to anything involving the case around missing changelings, as ordained or authorized by the high courts of
Yenlian.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll to forge.
I have forgery and I have scribing.
So this is straight forgery.
I
'Cause
know,
you
but
need
I'm
to-
saying I have handwriting practice, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to watch me roll a nat 1?
No, I want to watch you roll a 17 on the die.
Okay. 18 on the die. Plus my intelligence, plus proficiency, which is 4 plus 3,
Three.
so
25.
25?
Yep. So you come away with this holding a pretty good piece of forgery. You got a pretty good approximation of the signature of one of the more recent members of the council or the tribunal, and you feel confident enough to say that it would probably get past most people's lookovers. Granted, you think that if they had an actual document to compare it to and were looking, they may find a problem, but they would need to know what to look for and have something to compare it to. So
The chances are low.
chances are low. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm also going to take out one of the 3 letters I have that are forged Amador letters.
Mm-hmm.
And it's already completed to say, essentially, because this was, when I made these, it was done with the intense purpose to have as essentially a, hey, ignore what they're doing, they're working for me. So I've got those 2 letters with me.
Okay.
Darius is going to look at those that are still there and go, if I don't come back, and shrug and walk up to the chest, push the thing that was on top of it, and crawl in to come out.
Got it.
You want to go invisible before you leave.
Oh shit, you right, because I get this back on a short rest. Pop it.
Because someone stepping out of the chest, if anyone's looking, would be really bad.
Got it. You step into the chest and close it behind you, and you feel the familiar twisting of being moved, and find yourself back in the other chest, and then you push up, and you feel that there is something blocking the top of it, because the chest was put into a pile of rubble.
Yep.
What do
I'm
you
aware.
do?
What do I have in my inventory that could make this fun? Hey, when you put the cloak of protection on my list? Rude.
We were always gonna give it to you. You just haven't
Mhm.
attuned
I
to
know.
it yet.
Somebody's having a party. I can hear cheering. And I'm not invited. It's very rude.
It's very
Kill
rude.
them.
Bunch of assholes.
This is gonna sound like a weird thing to do. I'm gonna take a book that I have with me and shove it as far as, because I have a book, a notarized historical book on me, and shove it into the crack of the opening of the box, so that way when I push on it to try to get out, it doesn't fully close again. to give myself more leverage.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna try to get out. I don't have a good strength score, but you know, miracles have happened in our time.
It will be athletics.
Yeah. Hey, you guys want to watch me whiff a roll real bad?
Let's see it.
I'll guess
At least I don't have a negative. 13.
Darius.
Yeah.
From your position, you are attempting to push the loose rubble and other things off the top of this so that you can manage to get yourself out of this chest. And as you push on it, you realize that there is a fair amount that's been kind of dumped on top. And you feel like you definitely moved some things out of the way. And you get some airflow, which is great. So you don't need to worry about suffocating. But you are kind of stuck here for the time being.
How far is message as a spell?
500 feet? Or is it 300 feet?
Then she's just...
I think it's 120.
I don't think it's 120. I think it's further than that.
Message is 120.
Message is 120?
Yeah. Though we've been a bit loose with the earpieces because...
We have. I will point out, one person does still have their earpiece.
Yeah, that's why I'm essentially Darius is just gonna be like, help, 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 until the one person that has it comes back in range, or anyone, because she doesn't know only one person has the earpiece. And I would say who has it, but they've abandoned me and their phones. I can't even message them.
You have abandoned you in your moment of need.
They really have. The background is still from the Ghost concert. But yeah, she's just gonna wait. Or... Ooh, this might be a bad idea. I'm full of them today, though. She's just going to crack it open as much as she can and goes, "A little help, please," and call out to whoever might be listening.
Okay. So you're gonna call out from the inside of the chest and the pile of rubble. It's just...
I know what I'm doing. Trust me.
What do I make you roll for this? Roll persuasion.
You're also still invisible?
I know, and that's what makes this happen. I have a plan. I have a plan.
I think I know your plan, and I approve.
Can the bots that are currently sitting in the rubble dormant just start moving around?
I mean, they certainly can, yes.
Yeah.
I want you to know that's what they do.
Assist.
You'll hear the guards
Where were
kind of
you
talking.
in my time of need?
In the bathroom. What happened?
You'll hear the guards talking amongst themselves, and they'll go, "You hear something?" You'll go, "No, it's probably one of those little robot things again. Don't worry about it."
It was just trapped in the chest because there's rubble on top of it.
And there's only one person who still actively has an earpiece and who can hear nearby.
It's you, homie.
It's you, bro.
I imagine. Are you speaking?
Oh, she's saying help, just in a dead tone voice.
Help.
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 Until someone answers her.
Fizz is gonna be like, I shouldn't be able to hear you.
Open the fucking chest.
Okay, I'm headed that direction, I think. Rizzy's here. I'm alone. I'm scared.
I'll fix it. Just get the chest open. I've got this.
Okay. I imagine. We're going.
Yeah, so Fitz and Rizzy, begin making their way back over to the elevator, to the topmost level. And once it gets past the highest level normal folks get to, it then does go back up a little higher to the next stop. And you'll see that there are a handful more guards up in this area now. A few of which are kind of standing near the pile, looking it over, noting a few interesting things, namely one who is holding up one of the little bots that Asher has and kind of like logging it, like trying to write down what it looks like as it moves around occasionally, and then eventually just winds up stuffing it into a burlap sack.
They're gonna regret that decision.
Meanwhile, the rest of the guards are holding a much tighter formation near the entryway to the graveyard district. What do you want to do, dude?
Not go towards the graveyard, for sure. That would probably end terribly. Fitz will just sort of sidle up towards the pile of rubble and start kind of just like peeking around the guards, not like approaching the stuff, but like looking to see if he can spot the chest.
For humor's sake, can I say that because Darius now knows someone is coming, is just pushing on the chest so you see the rubble move a little bit?
Could I look in there? Is that allowed?
No, sir. It is not allowed. This is evidence.
But it's sort of our stuff, though.
It may be your stuff, but currently it is evidence.
We're missing someone, and I think she's trapped in the rubble.
To be fair, that's not a lie.
It's not a lie. We are missing someone, and she's trapped in the rubble. And I just want to make sure she's not, like, dead. We haven't heard.
Is there anyone trapped inside of the rubble?
Her favorite hiding place is a chest. So if there's a chest, if you open it, she's probably in there.
What do you mean? What do you mean her favorite hiding spot is a chest?
Can I hear this?
A goofy little guy.
Yeah, oh yes, absolutely. You can hear
Darius
this.
is gonna go, it's my best escape place.
She's just a crazy little guy, likes to hide in.
Oh shit, there is someone in there.
Yeah. She's trapped.
Let's take some stuff off of the chest, please. Thank you. Okay. How long do you think she was in there?
Hopefully the oxygen was... It's not like a sealed chest, so she could probably breathe. It's been quite a while. So,
The second
she's not too
I can get out, she's gonna stand up and go, oh, I am much too tall to be in a box that little. Oh my god. We need to get bigger chests for me to hide in.
Yeah.
Oh. Didn't expect that.
Darius is gonna just kind of give him one moment and look through the rubble and go, where are my case files? There should have been a bunch of papers attached to strings.
Well, there's a bunch of paper that is been logged for evidence, certainly.
Cool. Those are part of an active case going on right now. Those are not to be detained by foreign dignitaries by the rights of the High Tribune of Yinland.
Fitz is gonna lean into Darius and go, Asher and Granny are in jail.
Oh, for the love of...
They're in jail. And Electros was getting yelled at and I didn't cry. In front of them.
Your eyes are red.
No, they're not. You're lying.
I can see your face now.
Not crying.
Fitz, it's okay.
I didn't go to jail.
I'm here now. And Darius is going to pull out the 2 pieces of paper she has and hand to the guard in front of her and go, my team and I did separate from them and allow them to think I was dead because, you know, sometimes you have to make a quick escape when you're nearly dead if you can't tell from all the blood. are investigating disappearances in the area. And I just need to go check in with the ones that you took.
Then I believe the guard outpost on the first level will be your best bet. This
Cool.
is
I
currently
need the
being handled by
papers.
the head.
That
This
is
is
my
currently-
case files.
This is currently being handled by the head of guard. With her
That's fine.
permission,
Give me the case files.
with her permission, you can come back for them.
They need to go with me. They're my evidence. You can walk me down with another guard and have the guard carry them if you don't trust me. But they gotta go with me.
Persuasion.
What's my persuasion again? Oh, I rolled a 2 last time. Let's see if I can do better this time.
Can I? Fitz is very non-threatening. Can that help somehow? He's just a little guy. He looks like he just finished crying because he did. And he's just fidgeting with his jacket like the whole time, like almost ripping a hole in it with his thumbnail.
I will.
I'm so scared.
I will lower the DC.
That works for me.
Hell yeah.
Hey, does a 25 work?
25 is good.
I have a +9.
The guard will scratch his nose and then go, fine, you can go down, but you will have to be monitored. Basically,
Fine.
we will be with you and armed.
Works for me. You coming again, or are you gonna stay?
Let me spit the guard because I'm also being monitored. Don't know why. Swear.
You're kind of the most innocent person.
It's being observed.
I don't think you've ever broken a law. I think you would cry if you thought about breaking a law.
Let's go back to the guard headquarters. That sounds fun.
You are of course just being monitored. The reason why you weren't arrested is because there was no reason to do so. You can go about your day here in Hagrak, of course.
What you need to understand about me is that I'm a very dependent creature, and all of my friends are in jail. So I'm just gonna stick where they are, probably. Not in jail.
I mean, we could arrange that.
No. I will stand outside of the jail and offer moral support.
Also, you have 2 friends with you right now.
Yes, but I also have friends in jail.
We're going to the prison. It's okay. And Darius in quiet tones. Do you speak Undercommon?
Absolutely not.
Fuck. It's the only other language I
Do you
speak.
speak deep? No. I speak Dwarven.
I don't speak Dwarven.
That wouldn't help here. All the guards speak Dwarven.
Yeah.
Darius is going to pull out a piece
Stealthy.
of paper and start, like, writing notes. And as she does, she's going to intentionally nudge Fitz. You can read any written language.
I can.
So you can read Undercommon. And it's just going to say, Granny and Asher are in jail?
Fitz is gonna rub his arm and be like, "Wait, bony elbows." Right back in, or just talk.
Just talk.
Yes, they are in jail. All of their items gone. Jail.
I would explain why Asher didn't answer me. Are we lying to the guards?
Yes. I really can't. Granny did this whole speech. It was really inspiring. She went on for a while, and everyone seemed to believe it. But the speech wasn't a lie. They know about the changelings.
Oh, good. It's a good thing we're bringing the giant box of evidence of where I've been working on this case for 7 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been a very scary day.
I'm sure. I usually prefer you to stay with Granny because you're a very nervous person and she's a very calming person.
It's my emotional support, Grandma.
I know. And Asha stresses me out beyond belief, so here's hoping we can get them out. All I need you to do, I would like you to read these letters as we're going down. Just so you're aware of the situation. And she winks.
Got it.
And they are the 2 forgeries that I have created. So that way Fitz doesn't go, heck?
Okay. So, do you guys take the elevator down to the first level guard outpost, where you're then planning on having a conversation with the head of guard, but we're going to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break right now, and then we'll be picking back up later.
We'll be right back. That's the one I wanted, and we're back.
So, arriving down at the guard outpost, Darius, you, the small retinue of guards with you, and Fitz, as well as Rizzy, all arrive carrying a few boxes and loose bags of paperwork, as some of the boxes were also damaged when the cart exploded. The head of guard, Iria Toledano, will be there. She appears to be going over some paperwork currently, and listening to a few reports being provided to her by some magically trained guards. But she does appear to be the person in charge, and she looks up at you and goes, "Yes, Mr. Rao, is there anything I can do to help you?"
Barriette. Detective Barriette.
Nice to meet you.
And she will sit down and she'll motion to the guard that has all the papers. I assume Fitz is still behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. You're still free to go. You can go wherever you wish.
No, I know. I just, like I said to the other guy, I'm a very dependent creature, and all my friends are in jail. So I'm latched on to the one that isn't. So it's like a small.
You mean like a Grand Yarian? You've latched onto a person like a dog.
Sure.
I compare you more to a ferret.
Bark, bark.
Anyways. I do believe you have a couple of my friends in detention.
Yes.
Which, understandable, some things have happened.
Yes. That can definitely be said.
However...
do you have further cases? Do you have any further evidence on this situation with the factory, out of curiosity?
Darius is going to pick up the box and set it on the desk.
That will make this easier. So
it's 7 months ago.
Well, I don't necessarily need 7 months. I only need now. One of our magically trained guards has gone off to check upon the factory. They saw the situation there and the remains of a few individuals, or more accurately, the evidence of their remains. Clearly something happened there. I cannot say what. But if I was to assume, it would be something to do with the bounty hunter, which means you all by proxy.
Yes, we have been officially licensed to investigate this missing changeling situation.
Well, official licensing of a foreign government aside, the situation at the factory is pretty clear. Large number of people have lost their lives due to certain other things that have occurred. Mixture of physical injury, which can be understood considering that some of them did have bounties out on that person. As we have asked a few questions to our mutual person of interest, we will call him the tiefling. But we would still like to know all the individuals who are there, as a majority of the evidence that would have been present is no longer present. As for the medicine being produced there, well, it is apparent that there's something wrong with it. That does make my job easier. It does also make your friend's situation easier, in all honesty. We will most likely be checking your backgrounds to make sure that you have no association with the situation. And assuming that you do not, you'll be set free.
The only association I have with the situation is my wife who's missing.
You have my condolences. But
Thanks.
you understand why we have to check.
I do, but I also think that going about this in the way you are might be a little... How to put this in polite words? Obstructing to what justice has already been going. This has been an ongoing case that's been handled and given orders about from another organization. Not only of my own city, but also Amador Beos. That's Jessica messing up, not Deus.
I know.
Has given us clearance to continue investigating this case. And she'll set both letters down in front.
Did I have you roll for Amador's letter?
A while ago, that's why I still have the letter.
Okay.
It was above a 20, but what the exact number is, fuck if I know.
It was quite good, if I recall.
Yeah, I did not keep any that were below 20.
The word of the judge. The word of the judge certainly does lend credence to your situation. And as for obstructive, bear in mind I am the authority here. You're a detective, a private detective, which is fair, and it does help my job, and it does help our job, but you are not an authority. So you may call it obstructive as much as you wish. Bear in mind, bureaucracy must move slow, because if it does not move at that pace, people get trapped underneath the gears.
I need to roll a quick check on myself. Hold on. Becca? Take a picture. It's gonna say of Bean.
Of
Bean. Please.
To the people who are only listening, Jill has just provided us a sliding text saying, "Becca, take a picture of Bean, please."
I've all this whole entire time since we came back from break, I've been trying to find an app with a sliding text that is free.
My God, I gave you a picture of Bean.
There's never enough.
Oh
my God. She's so cute. Look at her.
I can see
She's
that.
a little baby.
I'm okay with the stalling. It's giving me time to think.
She's perfect. Thank you. You did it.
Can't believe it.
I just need all of the pictures of Bean. I need to see her from every angle all the time.
Can I do an insight check?
Yes.
I want a vibe check, but I want to figure out the vibe, but you forced me to call them insight checks.
Well, we force Connor to use insight instead of sense motive, so
I know.
it works both ways.
I still say knowledge arcana and knowledge nature.
Knowledge religion.
So insight on this person, she is definitely being a hard ass, but she's being a hard ass because she sees her job as kind of important. Like, she knows what she's doing. She's trying to make sure this case doesn't fall apart. So she does need to move at a measured pace. That's why she isn't willing to immediately just say, yeah, those other people can go free. And she's not willing to immediately just arrest the elf, Fitz, because, well, she has to have some kind of measure of caution as well and not just slap the irons onto anybody she doesn't trust. She is a guardsman who is taking her time making sure she does it right.
Good question.
Yeah?
This is her office. Is she wearing a wedding ring?
No.
Does she have any pictures of family in the office, or is it completely clinical office?
It is not clinical per se. There is definitely clutter, meaning that paperwork has kind of is stacked and with labels facing outwards. There are occasionally loose papers. But this is an office for office work. She is keeping it as that.
Okay. Dale's put one hand up and just calmly set the weapons on the table that she has and go, can we speak in private? That is all I have on me. It's a matter of trust not having my weapons on me.
Privacy is a limited commodity inside of a guard outpost.
I'm understanding of that, but I don't want any people in the immediate room.
She'll gesture for the guards to leave, and a few will shuffle their way out of the room.
I'm not asking you to break the rules. I'm not asking you to let us waltz away with this guy. I need 10 minutes. That's it. 10 minutes to talk to him. And then I guarantee that we will keep out of the rest of the case in this area as long as we are left informed of what is going on. You are not the first police department that we've had to make a deal like this with. This case is complicated and spans all the way across all of Ekes. My husband was taken off of one of the islands. It's much further spread than the city. So we will let you handle your side of the case here, as long as we can continue to cooperate and you let my friends go so we can continue working outside of your city parameters to build the case.
Persuasion check.
Cool. I really wish I had kept my inspiration now.
Ha!
Or had luck or anything like that. We'll see how this goes. That's a 15 total.
I can't provide you that much time speaking with him. You need to understand this. He is still a spellcaster. And unfortunately, this guard outpost doesn't have anti-magic capabilities. We don't have the runes set up for it. It takes a lot of time and a lot of money to do so. If this was several months back, this would be a different conversation. We wouldn't be talking here. I'd be talking to you back up in the keep, where we have those anti-magic cells.
Let's back up. Why can't we do it at the keep?
Well, when the queen died, the situation up there became a little bit more fluid. Now we have relatives trying to claim the throne, government officials trying to declare that they would be better than a royal family. The place is virtually unusable.
Connor, do I know how much he was tapped out at the end of our fight?
You're not sure. You're not sure how much he still had or didn't have. So I can't provide you 10 minutes. I can provide you several questions, and I can allow you to ask them with our supervision. But There's no way for us to allow you 10 minutes with that man alone. For
I don't
one,
need to be alone with him. I just need the time.
The problem is that we can't give that much time. We don't know what he's capable of. 10 minutes without anything to stop him from talking could be 10 minutes giving him the ability to cast a spell. One spell could change the entire situation.
Darius is going to look down at her shadow. I'm calling him politely. Impolitely, it is loose. You like clawing people, don't you?
Meow.
Don't start with me.
Meow.
1 meow for yes, 2 meows for no.
Loose.
Meow.
This is what happens when you have a fiendish cat. Where's Frog?
Meow.
Not you. I assume Fitz has Frog on him.
Yeah, Fitz would have Frog on him.
If Frog bit this guy hard enough, every, few minutes, would that be enough to break concentration on a spell cast?
It wouldn't break concentration on it wouldn't necessarily break concentration on an active spell. It would cause problems for someone trying to cast a spell, but bear in mind you have to cause damage to do that. And at a certain point, he'll fall unconscious. Which does also mean that you would be torturing a man to stop him from casting spells.
Listen. Torch is a very strong word. Several questions. We put the mask back on him. Break however long it needs for him to have cast the spell, take it off, and ask more questions. We do it as a rotation cycle, so that way he never has enough time to cast a spell properly.
That would be better.
Darius will reach into the box of evidence, pull out what is just about the factory, and set it down in front of her. That's what you specifically need.
She'll slide it over to her side and she'll set it off to the side so that she can look over it at a later date. Let's go talk with the man then.
Yeah, and I would ask for Asher. I would, but I don't trust him. Can I have my friends with me? They're gonna know more questions to ask because they have different angles of the case we're working.
You can be in the cell with the man.
They can be outside of it
as
long as they can call in questions, that's fine.
That would be fine. If by any means your friends need to be released from custody anyways, they'll still need to stay inside of the city, but there's no reason for us to be holding them. We may have questions and curiosities about the situation, but I don't believe that they are deserving of any charges currently.
Works for me. Well, I assume we're gonna go to the cages, essentially. I know they're cells, but they're cages.
They're cells.
The second we get in front of the one with Granny in it, Deus is gonna go, "You look a little sad."
I look sad?
I'm not the one in a cell.
I'm just bored.
Your bored and sad face are very similar, Granny. Now get up. Come on.
Oh,
I posted your bail.
I didn't know you had that much money.
I don't. I'm very good at talking.
Oh, well,
Plus,
thank you.
I need your help because I might not always have the right questions for what we need to go do. Come on.
Okay.
And then she'll step in front of Asher's cell and go, I can't tell if your mom would be proud of you or pissed at you right now.
Asher just like laying on the floor with like some bots just like crawling around on him, and the cat like sitting in the window itself, having made its way to him. Probably proud, if I'm being honest. This was a good one. This was a good one.
Well, I got a legal jailbreak for you. Come on.
And here I was, coming up with a whole plan on how to get myself out.
You know better. You.
No, actually,
hold on.
Well, no.
Jill, are you okay?
I slammed my hip into a doorknob.
Oh.
Oh, those always sting. I fucking hate those.
Are you okay? I got the two out of the cell. We're going to go talk to the.
Oh my god.
Granny is standing outside with you, and Asher, we're getting out of the cell now.
Yeah. Darius, you will see Asher just take a brief moment and look at you in earnest. You know, this was some good teamwork.
Don't stress me out like this again.
Look, I did what I do best, and then I trusted you all to do your part.
Yes, and we're now stuck in the city for how long? A few weeks, you think? She asked
Days.
the guard captain. A few days. So,
Oh, good,
you
it is
know,
only
we
days.
could have done worse.
This is good. I will
We
let...
do. Before we go talk to the criminal,
Mhm.
let me brief you two real quick. We do have to hand over this city's portion, so specifically the factory's case, over to this. I'm so sorry. I never got your name. I've just been calling you guard captain in my head.
I am Iria Toledano.
Connor, can you say that without an
Toledano.
accent?
Iria Toledano.
Taldano. Captain Taldano is willing to work with us. As long
That's
as
a-
we
That's a good
give
choice.
her over the Hardgrax portion of this investigation, and
Sure, why
we
not?
cooperate.
I've been very
Making hard eye
cooperative.
contact.
I have been very cooperative this whole time. I have not once done anything to try to brag myself out of this situation. I do
Darius
need
is
to
gonna
let...
look up at the cat.
He's just sitting there.
Honestly, he's
You and I both
right.
know. You and I both know that thing can melt metal.
True. But the metal is all in place. He has done nothing.
Anyways, we're going to go question the tiefling. You guys cannot be in the cell with me, but you can be outside and essentially shout questions in at me. Well, I'm going to be able to do a few questions at the time because we'll have to replace the mouthpiece in order to prevent any spell casting.
You know, I know someone who might be able to help with that a little bit.
You got an anti-magic spell?
No, I was just thinking if he begins to cast a spell, we know someone who is very good at making sure that people stay quiet instead of having to worry about a specific mouthpiece. Cass can
Elaborate.
cast silence.
Oh, Cass can count silence.
Wait.
She's preoccupied. Someone would need to go get her.
I can have Rizzy go get her?
And probably pick up Tana too to just be safe.
Probably.
And Fizzy.
Right.
Go have Lizzie.
I will. She is already on her way. And side note to those of you that are on the other side, Rizzy is updating you on everything that has happened, so that way we don't need to retell the story again. And you know it's safe to come in. All right. It'll take a moment or two. You know, I think this will work.
Please don't do anything to mess up my hard work at convincing this guard captain.
This is your thing. I am simply here to help. This is all I'm here to do, is to help. Look, he did not do anything to me specifically.
Granny,
I
you know criminals.
sure.
Some would say intimately.
Oh, very intimately.
He clearly. Darius is completely ignoring that.
Gross, Grandma.
Woo!
Fucking get it, Grandma.
He's-
I believe in you.
He was specifically trying to go into the graveyard to get something. Is it likely he left it, or someone else left it and he was retrieving it?
I would say it's more likely he left it because he knew exactly where to go and got it immediately and knew what to read. And I imagine the book is part. Hi, baby. I imagine the book is part of the reason his bounty is so big.
Probably.
So it's
Granny,
probably his.
Put him down though.
But
He's
it's
a
so
little
cute.
warm. He's still a little warm.
Oh,
Let him
but
cool off.
I can handle.
All right.
I got a chance to look over that book, which we need, by the way, for the bounty. It's a book of rituals. Death rituals, specifically. Last entry in it is from a cult back in Patricia.
Oh, wasn't that one of the places where there were one of the two events that happened, like back to back?
From my understanding.
But
Yeah, but that was 30 years ago. This was 50.
so wouldn't
So
somebody
it
have
would've
had
been
to have put things together in order to be in a place where 30 years ago then they could have tried to take over the world?
Yeah, but it's interesting why they would want this book back so badly.
They're probably
This just
trying
seems
to
like
do
a
it
general
again.
knowledge book. It's not that kind of ritual. It's preparing the dead, essentially, for their long rest. Even the dwarves have a section in it.
It's probably a really important artifact for the country. And he probably did other stuff too, in part of the reason, unless that thing is worth more than 10,000 gold, he probably did other stuff in the process of getting it. He probably has a whole criminal history.
Probably.
Probably. Doris, do you mind if I take a look at the book?
Oh yeah, knock yourself out.
I know things. Hey Connor.
Yeah.
Asher's gonna do some investigation under the book.
Okay.
Asher is looking for subtext, whether in Thieves' Cant or something else, like, because yeah, it's supposed to be like the book is what it is, but he's looking to see if there's anything that looks like it's hidden in and among the text of the book.
Okay. So there is actually no real hidden text in the book itself. It is genuinely what it is. It's a book that would have mostly historical and some religious significance. It's basically a relic, like I said previously.
Okay.
It's not something that is unbelievably powerful on its own. It just has significance to a culture.
So he's working for the British Museum, basically.
Yeah, he is effectively he's done a Britain.
He's done a
and
Britain.
he was
Okay.
he was most likely looking to sell it to somebody who was willing to buy it.
How much would that be worth on the black market?
Depending on the right buyer, quite a bit. Like you could easily
Like a
get
lot,
several
a lot?
thousand, no problem. Yeah, several thousand gold, no problem.
Okay. So he's just.
Are you saying the book is worth more than his bounty?
Yeah, if you wanted to sell the book,
I think we could ask.
if you
I
wanted
like
to,
this, baby.
if you wanted to go against that bounty, sure.
Look,
Darius is just gonna look at Asher and go, Alekos knows we have the book.
Look, all I am saying is maybe we need to get a little bit more from this bounty, huh? I'm not saying the full amount of the book. Look. Especially in front of your ladyship officer Ness. We are not going to actually take a book from a different culture and try to sell it on the black market. That would be immoral. And we are not about that in the Neighborhood Watch. But what I'm saying is in a business sense, I think we deserve a bit more money.
That's something we'd have to take up with Lucretia.
Oh, I'm going to. Don't worry. But that is not for now. So the book itself checks out. Did Kaz look at the area at all?
I know she looked over it, but I don't know what she found.
Okay. When she is in range, I will ask her. I will ask Castella specifically about if she noticed anything in any sort of thieves' cant or something. Maybe something to denote a hiding place. Because if there was something denoting a hiding place, or something on him that would denote where something was hidden, he is working with other people. Otherwise, it's just him.
Not wrong.
I know I'm not wrong. It is a very simple way that they do things. A lot of different organizations do this type of thing. In fact, actually, the Irons family does similar kind of stuff. If you're moving around, it's very easy to mark a place if you have something that's semi-valuable. Hide it in a place where you give the instructions to a specific person to go and find it. But it's okay. I know the first question I'm going to ask this man.
I guess we can take turns. Can we take turns in the cell? Or am I the only one allowed in?
You are the only one allowed in.
Yeah. So you'll have to ask them to me through the earpiece, Asher.
I think we can
Can
watch.
I look? Can I look in?
Yeah, you can see through the room in here,
Oh,
Yes.
but
Yeah, we don't have to.
you'll just essentially have to shout.
I'll just yell at him.
That works.
Wait, what is
Alright,
wrong
well-
with yelling at people? Especially
We should
like that.
probably... Can we fast forward to when the others are there?
Yes, of course.
Sweet.
Although I
Absolutely
think Kaz was doing something, so...
Exploring the snow.
Yeah, Kaz, was there anything big that you were doing over there out of curiosity?
I'm just outside. I think it's
Okay.
snowing, right?
Yes, it is snowing.
Is it snow? Okay. Then she would be reminiscing about her uncle if it was snowing.
Fair enough. So you were basically just using your short rest and relaxing and you know.
Pretty much.
That's fair.
I don't know. She would probably look around the area because we haven't been outside of the tower. So
No,
it's
not
kinda like,
really, no.
So
It's
I
also
don't know if like I have to roll for that or what.
I mean, I'll be totally honest here. There's not very much of note there.
Okay.
It is, yeah. You are on the top of a mountain. There is only so much on the top of a mountain that is noteworthy or worth retrieving. The rest of it is just rock and snow, basically. So there's nothing extraordinary present to worry about.
Okay.
Mental image of Kaz bringing back snowballs to throw at the people who got arrested.
I'm a fan.
It's gonna melt.
Like, where did
You're
you
in
get
jail.
snow?
Get fucked, nerd.
Get fucked.
You guys, waiting for your party to eventually catch back up with you, you will be able to have everybody down at that guard outpost, ready to have a conversation with the guards. Kaz, I believe you still had the 2 items that were retrieved, as well as the bag of money.
What time is it? By the way.
It is. I would say by the time all this starts going on, it is 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, I can read. My hat gets
Counting the hours for dawn.
My... It means I couldn't cast silence if it wasn't gonna.
Yeah, but it was also an excuse to just get you guys in the.
Yeah, no, that's it. I'm still gonna.
I
still gonna
assume we'll
roll
also
it.
have to give up our weapons.
Yeah, one quick
side
moment,
of the
please.
place.
Is it bean time?
Bean.
Bean.
Is it medicine? When did she get medicine? Is she still on medicine?
No.
No,
Drugs?
No drugs.
no, she hasn't been on the kitty morphine for
Okay.
several days now.
Oh, okay.
Behold, the bean burrito.
Little face.
She said,
Really?
"Hey, what are you doing?"
It won't reload. Are you kidding me?
What the fuck?
Are you
Oh.
shitting me right
No
now?
more,
Active-
no silence.
Actively
Go ahead,
shitting.
girl. Go ahead, girl. I just wanted to be funny.
Burrito. Burrito.
Sorry, I just wanted to give you something to laugh at, guys.
It's bean burrito.
Burrito.
What?
Um,
No silences.
Isn't the charge
so
a
sorry.
max? It doesn't give you like a minimum of 1?
No.
No.
Wow.
It has 3 charges and recovers a D4 -1.
We'll just do the intermittent like re-gagging or whatever and pretend we're doing that and just ask
Intermittently
her
gagging.
questions. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been waiting all hours for that to regenerate.
I'm so sorry, bro.
So,
Fucking digital dice.
I mean,
That's the way the
There's
dice roll.
there's plus sides and downsides. The ones that are some die roll -1, even if they run out of charges, the items are fine. You just have to wait. The ones that assure 1, pretty much all of them, if you run out, you have to roll a d20 or they could be
Or it
destroyed.
breaks. That is why it's a -1, not a +1, and
Yeah.
there's a minimum, because the minimum ones, if it hits 0, it breaks. So Yeah.
Or it breaks on a roll of 1 on a d20, like a 1
So-
magic missiles.
I will say I will leave the stake at the tower so they don't get it.
no, that's fair. That's wise. You are effectively holding on to a historical relic, and you know.
It is evidence
Yeah.
of a potential murder that is far from a different city, so
Yeah.
Not taking that risk.
Yeah, I'm not, I'm not taking it.
And
Good call.
You guys all stand outside of the cell of the man named Liar. And you see that he is, while conscious now, he is in a very bad sort. He's still badly injured. He's been healed up enough to not die and healed up enough to not be at risk of bleeding out or passing away, but he does look to be in bad shape. There's no denying that. So, currently, Darius and the guard captain are inside of the cell. Meanwhile, the rest of you are outside of it, looking in. Electos is just kind of sitting patiently at a nearby bench where you can see that they still have a cuff on her, holding her to the bench currently.
Oh.
Oh, but
she'd either break the bench or just drag it with her if she wanted to.
Yeah. But,
It's not fair.
you, the guard captain moves over, grabs hold of the muzzle that has been placed on Liar, and will take it off of him. You may go.
what is your name?
My name is Liar. Thank you very much.
How old are you?
I am 28.
What do you do? What is your job?
That's a hard question to answer. See, I do a lot of things. I've done a lot of jobs. I put on a lot of hats. I do quite a bit. I'm not really just a one title kind of person, to be honest with you. Yes, Asher.
During that opening salvo of questions, Asher is going to whisper to Kaz, Did you check the area for anything involving thieves' cant? Any markers or anything?
I would have checked.
Yeah, with your checks, that would have come into the purview of that. You did not note any thieves' cant.
No, I didn't
Okay.
see anything in Thieves' Camp.
Asher's gonna say into the cell. What color coin pouch do you have? Which is Thieves' Cant Fort. Do you need assistance?
Oh, I've got a red one. That's code word for yeah, I need help. I'm locked up. I clearly need assistance, dude.
All right. Okay, at least we know. At least we know now.
What's
Confirm
Thieves'
these.
Cant for eat shit?
Asher just confirmed that he's on his own, so.
I mean,
Yeah.
these camp for that is probably just a middle finger.
Basically.
It's actually just have a nice day.
A special customer.
No, it's take care.
Take care.
Take care.
Have a
Bless your
wonderful
Have a
day.
good one.
Alright.
Asher will wink at him in response.
Hey, someone who's got a memory of how to say names. Because I know who I'm talking about, and I know it's definitely in Becca's notes. What's the name of the guy that got kicked out of Thornhurst for making the compulsion potions?
If I can find
So I
it
know
in
who
my
I'm
notes.
talking about.
Mm-hmm. Dr.
Vince
Robotnik.
would know.
Vince would know.
Vince would know. I know.
Becca's
Vince
notes.
would know.
Notes.
Notes!
Connor doesn't remember.
Line.
Why,
Line.
please?
Connor doesn't remember. We have to rely on Becca.
I could say it was
I-
a lie.
I need to, hold on.
So what Connor is
Also
saying here
knowing
in this
Becca's
moment,
note.
for you, the audience as well, Becca is officially the lore master of the game. There you go.
True.
Um,
Warwick Anchor?
That's it. Warwick Anchor.
Half elf, brown eyes, black hair, pig's nose, like it got punched in.
just to make sure, this guy doesn't look like that, but just a tiefling, right?
He doesn't look like that, but just a tiefling. Bear in mind, tieflings have infernal lineages. So a little bit of magic is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy also disguised himself as a dwarf when he was running away.
And
Yeah.
we have, evidence, I guess, that the person who like gave these people their jobs was either disguising themselves or a changeling, because they were using a clearly fake name.
You mean like the name Liar? I
That's
know
a
it's
very
L-Y-R-E,
tiefling name.
but still.
Liar.
I mean,
Liar is a real name. Thank you very much.
yes. Well, my thought is like, my name is Liar. Yes. Well, yes, you are one.
Whoever
Yeah.
named you has really bad taste in names.
Most tieflings name themselves.
Liar is a traditional tiefling name. Thank you very much.
Oh, I'm so
real
sorry
quick.
you were born that way.
All right, come on now.
Racist.
It is a tiefling name.
Darius is gonna do some insight checks while this is happening. I want to know if he's been honest with me at all this entire time.
I'm just
I
trying to
mean-
poke.
I mean, he has his point still stands.
17.
Whoever named him has very bad
So
taste.
far.
He's been truthful so far.
So far.
Either he is or this guy has a wicked deception check.
I mean, he hasn't had anything to really lie about.
Yeah, that's
yet.
kind of the point also, because it's good to set a baseline of what someone looks like when they're telling the truth.
What do you work for?
But
Hey, what was that name again? Because I got distracted.
Warwick Anchor.
Warwick
Warwick.
Anchor.
Warwick Anchor. I knew Anchor.
I know the last name, but that's all I remembered. Does the name Warwick Anchor mean anything to you?
I'm watching his face
That's
like a
a-
hawk for recognition.
Also doing that because it's like the one good thing I'm good at. And it's
Yeah, that also helps having Fizzy with the good insight behind me.
Fizzy is watching like a hawk, baby.
No, sorry, I can't say I know the name.
Insight
Okay,
check.
cool. I'm also inciting it.
Can I push my nose to the glass and also insight? I'm not
Yes, you
can.
can.
There's no glass, it's just metal, but like, yeah, you can.
26.
Round of insight.
26.
Only.
26?
Your insight, Jill,
18
is
plus
a
8, right?
two.
It's 26?
Yeah.
It's 26,
Okay.
yeah.
Math.
I only
I-
rolled a 15.
I won't insight because I can't get higher than Fizzy without a nat 20, so it doesn't matter.
Fizzy's gonna have to be our insight person because I rolled a 5 on the die plus 8.
So close to being like just a human lie detector.
Yeah, that's kind of your point right now. I
Becky,
got
did
a
you roll or no?
I did. I only got a 15.
Okay. So 26 is the highest. You think he's telling the truth?
This man has the highest deception known to God.
I know, and Darius does not
His
trust
name
him.
is Liar.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I don't trust. He's a
Hey, Kana.
Yeah.
Question.
dread zone of truth, man.
Does a
Where is that?
spell have to be cast from my ritual grimoire for me to be able to cast it?
What do you mean?
So if we were to all bleed on the book and pull up a zone of truth spell, could I take the 10 minutes and cast it as a ritual from that book?
No.
Damn. Worth a shot. Remind me later to bleed on the book.
If we were one level higher.
Monsieur, question for
Unfortunately,
you.
yeah, I don't get it, so.
Monsieur Liar. You had a number of books on you. I am looking to get some good reading material. Personally, I lost a few of them when my cart did the thing. What is your favorite author?
My favorite author?
Wait.
You know, it depends largely on the circumstance. Occasionally, you could find a pretty good author in the right place.
The right place. All right. Okay.
I have a question. Do you want to explain what you did to all the people working under you?
How so?
Something in the beer they were drinking?
Couldn't say I know anything about that, sorry.
Another round of insight checks.
Well,
If
we
you
overheard them talking, so...
I mean,
And he had the
We
bottles in his office.
we also know that his medic office is woefully understocked. You didn't have anything in your office for cuts and scrapes. Didn't seem particularly worried about the people you were hiring.
You mean where I was working as a medic?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I don't have anybody working under me there. I'm only a medic. I don't need to have an assistant.
I meant the guards, you nitwit. The people you were supposed to care for as a medic, if anything happened to them.
Most of the stuff you can deal with some minor bandaging and splinting.
But you didn't have that.
Don't typically need much.
Darius is gonna look at the guard cap and go, put his muzzle back on him for a minute.
What?
I don't want him talking while I ask these questions. Do you have an inventory of what you took from him?
No, sorry. No, we do not have a inventory of what was on his person. The book he was supposed to have, we are still waiting for.
Darius is gonna look at Asha and motion as a book and go,
What does that mean?
It means yes or no, do we give the book?
Cody.
The
Autistic to autistic communication.
Jesus.
and making sure that he's also in plain view of Liar, Asher's just gonna go, no.
Darius will turn back around. He had to make the oozes somehow. Which, by the way, did you find the body of those oozes in the factory yet?
We found a slurry of what may have been people.
Cool.
That was the ooze.
Yeah, that was the ooze. Anyone else who might be working there, you might want to get them checked out to make sure they don't turn into oozes.
And maybe like burn all of the alcohol in there.
Yeah,
To be safe.
the alcohol was what was doing it.
I mean,
You should probably test the alcohol.
unless if you light the
check-
alcohol and whatever it was that's in there becomes airborne, and then, you know, people start breathing it in and then also become human/she's.
A majority of it's already being taken in as evidence.
Well,
Okay.
As for the stuff on his person, it has not been inventoried yet. We have it, but we have not had the chance to look it over. Bear in mind, there are many things to deal with in this circumstance.
Yeah. I just wanted to know if you had it.
And
Okay,
out of
take his muzzle
character, Fizzy did do a medicine check and determined that it needed kind of a continual dosing to keep the oozes alive, so it would not really work aerosolizing it or anything.
Got it.
But I think
Yeah, you weren't
that
there
was
for that
one of
session.
Yeah,
That's
I was
fair.
not there for that one.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it. So if the people who are affected don't receive it for a period of time, they should also be cleared, though there might be some small effects like regurgitating some of the stuff or
Ew.
Ew.
the other end.
Their bowel movements will look so bad for a few days.
It'll be very alarming.
The muzzle is then removed again.
What use did you have for a book about the dead?
Money.
And why hadn't you already sold it?
No seller yet.
A book that valuable with information about the cult that literally caused one of the world-ending events doesn't have someone who's after it? Really?
I said I didn't have a buyer yet.
Why work for the factory?
Money. Everybody needs to make a living.
You have a book to sell. Should be your living.
Yes, but until that's sold, I still need to make money to live. I don't breathe in and just suddenly I don't have to worry about eating or drinking or sleeping. I need a place to stay. I need to have food. I need to have water. Yes, Becca?
Who hired you to work as a medic at the factory?
It was Ronnie Donaldson, I think.
Isn't that one of the fake names we were told?
Yes. Is this the did he say he was the owner of the factory?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he said he was the owner.
Can I insight check him if he's telling the truth about this?
Sure.
He's sticking.
19. That's not gonna be high enough.
19 on the die, so 28. 29. 28.
28.
19
Good.
on the
28.
die plus 8, so 27.
27.
You realize now you're dealing with a very good liar.
Yeah.
Because you almost did catch him. No, Ronnie Donaldson didn't tell him anything.
Okay.
And Ronnie Donaldson didn't hire him.
He didn't hire you. Don't lie. I know you're lying. I can tell. I'm good at that. I know I look away because I've been told that, but I'm really good at telling when people are lying, and I know you're lying. So, who actually hired you?
Sorry, are you expecting a different answer? That's not how this works. I don't need to waste my time.
Here's the thing. I don't like when people lie. And I mean, yeah, but it might help you. Maybe you won't be here as long if you help.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, you know.
The Christian
whatever.
government's already got a bounty out on me. I'm already arrested. Telling you and helping you doesn't mean shit to me. What are you gonna do? Torture me? You're not gonna do that in front of the guard. Guard won't let you lift a finger against me. Because that's her job. Because that's who she is. She's a goody-goody. She follows the laws and the rules, which means you can't do shit.
Oh, he's good. No, I'm not denying on that one.
That means we need a reason for him to tell us the truth.
I mean, we could kill him.
The-
The bounty.
I know, but I want to. Smug, and I hate smug people.
There are so many reasons why we cannot kill him right now.
Look, it is called leverage. None of us here have any leverage on this man. Simple as that. We never did.
Like, killing him might not be the worst thing because you can ask questions of the dead. You can.
Why do you need so much money? Why do you need so much money that you stole Book of the Dead? You got a missus back home?
No.
Looking for a nice retirement?
No. I just want money.
I thought that one was the easiest question. I didn't even need to. I didn't even think we needed to ask that question. That makes sense.
I mean, you're putting
Seriously.
yourself it's if you just want money, there are much easier targets to go for. Rather than get something that would put a 10,000 gold bounty on your head. Don't you think?
How many days ago were you hired to work at that place?
Not sure. Handful of, no. Season or two, maybe.
When the factory
put the muzzle-
changed hands.
Very dumb
Can you put the
idea.
muzzle back on him?
Okay, the guard captain puts the muzzle back on him.
He is the only lead we have going forward.
If we can figure out exactly when you started working in that place, you could use that spell you do to trace the footprints back to where you talked to someone.
That's not gonna help us find the person, though.
It could help find a location.
It would take, I have to say out of character, it would take dozens of castings for you to have anything substantial from that.
Yeah.
It would, but it
I
would.
have a very dumb idea,
What do you have?
which is you could tell him that you force fed him the alcohol, and we're gonna
we
keep
could give him
doing
the
it.
alcohol. That feels like torture, and I don't think this guard captain's gonna let us get away with
Oh,
torture.
yeah.
Unless we ask her how much it will cost for her to look the other way.
Okay, which one of us is sketchy enough that they would do that?
Although this guy
know
is
this answer.
saying, this guy is saying
Why are you even
that he
asking?
didn't do anything with alcohol, so on his own admission,
Also,
the alcohol is clean, which means he doesn't mind drinking it.
Can't Tana detect his thoughts?
His emotions. So
Emotions.
basically, it will still be very difficult with how good he is against
Mhm.
it.
Oh my god.
But it means that I could maybe detect subtle changes in his heart rate or the like if he is lying. But it would give about the same effect as insight for someone who is this good at lying.
Quick
Yeah.
question.
Mm-hmm.
How much chaos do you think Ruben could cause?
Are
Yes.
you trying to like toss Ruben out so that the guards run out instead of just literally asking the woman how much it would cost for her to look?
It's the backup plan. Fine, will one of you try to bribe her?
I don't know how much Ruben
I don't-
costs.
I don't know that it will still really work, because even with pain, he doesn't have reason to. That's not leverage. That's. You know?
It's literally, we literally have to take away. We literally have to take away him going to Ehes, I guess.
That would
Lucretia.
that would
Lucretia,
that would
yeah.
be the most obvious option, but that's not. That's gonna be.
Yeah, I'm just
I don't want to
saying.
break this man out of jail. I'm not doing that. My character's not doing that. She's not going that far.
Saying break him out of jail. I'm saying like I think he would not want to be stuck here necessarily. Right? Is that the thought?
So basically Michelle's idea is by stopping him from getting extradited, that means he has to stay here where he may or may not have caused trouble, which may come back on him in a bad way.
We have to
So,
take away the extradition, essentially.
We could potentially argue that since he's a key witness, he can't be extradited yet, and he might need to be, and depending on his innocence, which I don't have high hopes for, he may need to spend time imprisoned here before going to Lucretia.
Connor, do I get the vibe that like if he goes to Lucretia, he's like likely to get away and that's why he wants to go over there so bad?
That'd be an insight check.
Okay. Guys, can I guide myself for this one since it's like a predetermined one that I'm doing? Sure. Okay. Because I get the feeling I've rolled 2 good ones, I'm gonna roll a bad one. So I want to have all the preparation.
I'll tell the same.
Yeah, no, 15, no. Hold on. 18 total. Math.
18 total?
Yeah.
Okay. You aren't entirely sure about his reasoning for going back to Lucretia or being okay with it. You're not sure.
Like, I feel like he would. It seems like, from what he's saying, he would much rather go to Lucretia than stay here. Is my thought. That's what the vibe I'm getting, which I could be wrong, but.
Why don't we just hire someone who can actually evade his thoughts and get that information out of him? I'm sure someone would be willing.
Yes.
I'll finish your thought and then I'll.
No. I was gonna talk in the guard captain. So
Yeah,
go ahead. Okay.
No, you go. I'm thinking still.
I will say, if you don't have any more questions, then I believe it's time to simply muzzle him and then step away for the time being.
No, I think it might be a good idea just to keep this one muzzled. Just to make sure it doesn't cause any trouble, but in my expert opinion on these type of individuals with their way that they try to get around things, just make sure that he stays muzzled. I don't think he will.
The plan.
I don't think he will hurt anybody.
Miss Darris, I'll need you to leave the cell so I can muzzle him.
Just one last question.
Okay.
And Darius is gonna squat down to this guy's level. Because I assume he is on the ground.
He is. No, he's in a chair, just a simple chair.
She's 6'6". Squatting would still be close to him on level better.
Mm-hmm.
Know if you weren't in this prison cell, I would be slowly and methodically taking all of your fingernails and then your toenails, and then I would start to cut off every single appendage you have until all you were left with was a husk of who you were.
And that's the great thing about being in prison. They want to punish me so bad that they don't want anybody else to hurt me.
You know, maybe he did some crimes in South Ekes. We should probably look into that. Get him sent to the south. It'd be a shame if turns out you had caused issues in Southern Ekes.
Something like messing with some, shall we say, local authorities.
Tax evasion.
You will hear a distant shout from Electos, who is still handcuffed to the bench, go, "Wait, my money!"
That now.
And Darius is going to stand up, look at the guard captain, and go, I need to get access to a phone.
Well, that's easy. We have some that are present inside of the station. You should be allowed to use one of those.
And Darius is going to shake herself as she remembers what she has to do. Step out of the cell, look at all of you and go, I'm going to owe this man so many favors, he's going to owe me for the rest of my life. And go towards the phones to call down to South Ekes to the essentially secret police to try to get him extradited to the south so we have control over what he does and does not get. Because I know the South Dakisian police, those secret police, don't mind torturing people.
Correct, they don't. So do you recall who you are calling?
I'm trying to remember his name.
Avik.
Avik. I have it in my phone, I think. I think I legitimately have his name.
It is Investigator Avik.
These are my notes for other things. I should really keep more concise notes in my phone.
We need like an important person's note list.
That's all I need. Just tell me who's
Michelle was kind of working on that, weren't you?
Yeah, I will work on. If you can get me a list, Becca, I will work on the like. If you can like, we'll figure it out.
Give me edit access later. We'll do that later.
We'll figure it out. It's fine.
Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna call Investigator Avik.
Hello.
God, I hate your voice.
And what's wrong with my voice, out of curiosity?
Because I know I'm gonna owe you things after this if I don't handle this correctly.
Oh no, really? What's this one this time? You've already got, what, 1, 2? Got a few on you already. What is it?
You've got 2 on me. And I got 1 back for giving you that city official.
That's right. So what's it this time?
How much do you guys want to get credit for helping find changelings that have been going missing?
Find changelings?
The ones that have been going missing. How much do you want South Ekes to get the credit?
I suppose that could be a very interesting thing to have.
Ugrek has a criminal right now that they won't let us touch. That was the one giving the instructions on how to deal with poisoning the medicine at the factory. He thinks he's untouchable right now, so he won't spill.
He probably is untouchable right now. Interesting. And if we have him brought to us, that means we can ask him any questions we need to ask him, can't we?
Yes.
Including any questions you want us to ask him for you.
It would put us back to 2 instead of 1.
It would. It would. That's great. That's great. I really do appreciate hearing that from you. Because, see, I actually have something I would love for you to do for me.
Want to call it even if I do it?
No, not at all. You still owe me one.
I mean for this. Quid pro quo for this.
I could see that being done.
Also, he landed on my foot. He is so heavy.
He's a heavy cat.
Tom broke your foot.
No, it's
Bub.
not. It's Bub.
That's Bub? He certainly looks like a bub.
No, he
Oh,
is
that's
the
a
cat
bub.
He's the cat made of pure metal.
And he's licking my hand.
His tail is shaved. You can kind of see it.
Oh,
Tail. And they also had to shave his little waggy.
Oh,
oh.
funny.
looks like-
I'm sorry.
It looks like it's
He's
like
the
that
one
looks
that had
like
to go to the
a,
doctor.
an arm warmer, like a.
It does look like a.
My aunt wants to keep him shaved so that he looks like a poodle.
Oh God.
Like, leave him alone.
Hi, handsome. That's my hand you're licking.
He had a very
Yeah.
traumatic 2 days at the vet.
Are you licking my hand so I pet you and wash your face?
Yeah.
So, would you like to take my offer?
Can I know what I'm being asked to do?
Absolutely.
What am I doing?
Well, we've got a pesky little upstart over there in Hargrack. Not a politician, mind you, but certainly a relative to the Queen.
One of the
Cousin.
ones that I was just told that's been causing issues about succession lines.
Distant cousin is all. See, he thinks he has a claim to the throne, but he's causing a fair amount of trouble, and he's making things more difficult for us to get our potential person in line. I'm going to need you to deal with him.
How distant of a cousin?
Second?
Are there any closer lines of a succession, or is he the closest?
There are other second cousins, certainly.
Uh-huh. And let me guess, he wants to cause tensions with South Eches again.
Sure. We'll put it at that.
What's his name?
So yes?
Give me a day after you give me the name. I will call you back.
It's
And
not
then we can
yes.
decide if it's not a yes until I know what he is.
That's fair. His name is Borja Matos.
I will call you back in one day with my answer and we can debate from there.
Yes. Oh, I just need to make sure you're aware. When I say deal with, I do of course mean
I'm aware
Deal
it's
with
not
him.
the first high-ranking politician I've killed.
good to hear. Well, speak to you later. Ta-ta. Click.
The second the phone hangs up, a full body shudder. Ugh.
Gross.
Makes me feel like slime. And she'll walk back down to where the others are, because I assume they didn't follow me. And
No,
go,
no one followed
let's
you.
go. We got things to research. Impossible solutions, but we're not going to find them here today.
Alright. If you're sure.
I'm sure. As we're leaving, Darius is going to throw an arm over Kaz's shoulders and go, have you ever killed a politician? Just very quietly.
I don't keep track on who I kill, so it doesn't really matter.
Cool. We might have to kill one later, and you're the stealthiest of us, so you're gonna have to be the front runner, so I want to make sure you're aware of that.
And I'm the only one that's not arrested. Right. Okay. Yeah, I'll do it.
Not guaranteed yet, but let's...
Is Electos going to jail? She's just gonna stay here. She's
Electos, you watch as
bench.
Electos just kind of like stares up at the guard captain, or stares at the guard captain, because she's a tall lady just sitting on a bench, and the guard captain kind of stands in front of her, arms crossed, unlocks the handcuff, and goes, "You're going to be getting your bounty. in a few days. And then Electos is gonna nod and start walking behind you guys.
The second we get to the cart. Oh wait, we don't have a cart.
We don't have
No!
Yep.
Asha, make a new cart.
You gotta get a hotel, guys.
Hold on.
You guys have to get a hotel. Oh no, who could have saw that one coming?
Asha only needs an hour to make the cart again.
But we don't have it. It's evidence.
Yeah, we're stuck here for a few days.
We have to go to the Yellow King, the King
They-
Yellow Hotel.
We have to go to the Yellow King Hotel.
we
There's
don't!
no other choice.
Is there any other hotel that's not the color
sounds
yellow?
cool.
Or what?
We have to go to that one.
As we look into hotels, Darius is going to look at Ash and go, "You did a good job."
I appreciate it.
We're gonna have to do illegal shit.
Whoever ever could have seen that coming? Certainly not me.
I'll explain the rest in the hotel room, but I just need to check something. Your family doesn't do any dealings with the politicians up here, right?
In what way?
None of them are currently arming the guards for any of the political royal family members, correct?
I don't know.
Great.
Let me put it this way. If they are, it would be basic weapons. But it would be something that would be balanced out on the other side. Every deal that we make has a balancing deal to it. We are not going to only arm one side of a conflict.
I can see a cat behind you.
It's an Anne.
A baby.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm easily distracted by her. When we get to the hotel room, I'll explain everything, guys. But not a minute sooner.
Hey guys,
Connor,
we're
how
going
long
to
have
get
you
a
been
hotel.
holding off wanting me to kill someone?
All the time. So,
What? Okay, for hotels, what is
Yeah.
the closest one to where we're at right now?
I'm
Like,
assuming
what can-
we're like here, right? At the guard outpost on level.
Joe, stop! We don't know about that.
so
We must go to the Yellow King Hotel.
It sounds super cool.
I mean,
We only say extra
So-
wearing yellow.
unironically, it is actually the Yellow King Hotel on the second level.
Oh, we're gonna go to that
The
one.
only
then,
other
so just-
two places that are closer for lodging are inns, but that's not the same as a hotel. That's not gonna let you have multiple days in a row.
No, we need to go to a hotel. So we will go to the King in Yellow.
It's the Yellow King.
Yes.
What if we get there and we find out?
Power.
You are not one of the twins. What if we get there and we find out it's like been rigged? Adds like a tourist trap.
God.
This will be very good for me.
If it's yeah, I was gonna say if it's the closest one anyway. I want to go there, but I don't want to go there like metagame. Like I don't want to like metagame going there. You know what I mean?
No.
It's the Hargrak mystery spot. Rabbit is weird here.
So like, if
just makes
it's
for
the
good fun.
closest one, then I guess
Yeah.
we have to go.
Yeah, so real talk, second level is the Yellow King Hotel, third level is Blue Moon Lodging, and fourth level is the Poppy. So yes,
Well,
the Yellow
he-
King Hotel is the closest.
Here's the other question.
Copy.
What is the closest hotel to presumably the library or other places where we might find documentation for Darius to look up this individual?
That would be Blue Moon Lodging on level 3.
Yeah, but
No.
Darius would like the quickest hotel room right now because she needs to spill
Alright.
everything that's in her brain.
yeah,
And we
like
need privacy.
I also just think that like we are creatures of like we're gonna go to the closest thing, and
If
closest
I'm
thing to
not
us
allowed
right now.
to go to this King in Yellow hotel, I'm gonna freak out.
Freak the fuck out.
Okay?
Decision is made. We're going to the King in Yellow. Let's
I'm
go.
gonna freak
Yellow
out.
King!
No. I'm gonna say it wrong. Deal with it.
I need a crown
No.
because I am in fact wearing yellow. Not a hat, a crown, you fool.
Okay. You guys begin making your way down to the second level to get to the closest hotel you can find, where you see that there is a very lovely, well-built, well put together, and well-kept brick stone building, like red brick building, that has a bright yellow sign out front that has the image of a black crown on it that says the Yellow King Hotel. Inside, you can see that it has a very nice lobby, well-polished marble floors, and a nice reception area where you can see currently there is what looks to be a half-orc man behind the counter talking to a human man in front of him. And the human man appears to be familiar with the half-orc and looks to be talking him through what needs to be done for day-to-day business here. The half-orc is paler in skin, almost like skin tone, like human skin tone, but still has the telltale tusks sticking out of his mouth and a large bulky frame pressed into a well-fitted suit that makes the already large and strong-looking man look even larger and stronger. Let me make sure I get this term right.
Is he hot?
He's an attractive man, certainly. He definitely does have the rugged square jaw that many half-orcs tend to have. Very, very striking eyes. The sclera is oddly colored in at least one of them. It looks like there may have been almost like a popped blood vessel. Is the best way of describing it.
I don't know what kind of elbow Kaz as we're approaching and just quietly ask, if it's Yellow King Hotel, why is the building red?
The human, you could see speaking with him, is basically describing how he wants the place to be run in his absence. You take it that this is probably the owner or manager. He's about 6'1", lightly tanned. He's got a slightly pointed goatee on his face, black hair, facial and on his head. It's slicked back into a little ponytail, and you see that he has these bright blue eyes with these odd colored rings that go around the actual cornea itself. If you need a visual example of that, you can look up Kaiser Fleischer rings, which have the visual that this looks like. You will note on his right hand, he has these odd dark marks going from the tips of his fingers down to his palm. It reminds you, Asher, of like an electrical burn.
Oh, okay.
Like how it looks like if someone like accidentally touched something on a live circuit and then it just injured his hand.
Yeah.
And you will hear that as he's moving his hand while he's gesticulating and talking to him, you can hear his hand is clicking with every movement of the joints. It doesn't seem fake though. It's just his hand is clicking oddly.
Oh, part ASMR at least.
And you will make your way up to the desk, and the two men will look over at you, and the human will go, "Welcome. This is the Yellow King Hotel. My name is Damien de Rosier. Nice to meet you. I'm the owner. You won't be seeing me around here. I do need to step away for some business, but my half-orc friend here will assist you with anything you need to have done."
Can you put his name in the chat? Because I completely missed it. Damien.
Damien DeRosier.
Sorry, but that's very close to my last name, and it's really weird.
It is.
Sorry.
What?
Storyworms?
Works for me.
Storyworms should work.
That can be done. Handsome, please set them up with the free rooms, okay?
You put your.
Here's the thing.
Character.
That's your tab.
Do you want to know? I actually had the idea for Handsome already, and I just kind of needed to use him at some point.
Baby.
So, the half-orc.
Fucking D&D game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can make yours canon.
I
Yeah.
want my tab in our D&D
I would
game.
love that. Thank you very
love
much.
that.
I would love that. Thank you very much.
I have a
Luck,
problem.
Your tab is mercy.
My tab is mercy.
She's already canon.
in our D&D game.
Good luck making
This
mine. I
isn't
don't have
fair.
one.
Yeah.
This isn't fair.
But yes, you can see that the human man does have what looks to be a set of luggage with him. He's wearing like a nice cardigan currently. As he appears to be going out. He appears to be leaving currently. But the half-orc will set you up with a few rooms. And will allow you guys to step away.
How much money hotel rooms cost?
Oh, yes. So for
I
these
hate
rooms
to be the one to
here-
remind. But
That's fair. So for this one, let me double check the pricing for a very, very nice room. It will be 8 gold per day per room.
So 24 per day.
Yeah.
For the 3 rooms. Okay.
Do you want to just do 2 days for now and see?
That's fine.
Mhm.
48
Okay, so
gold?
48 gold total. I'll knock that off.
knock it
Uh,
off.
Knock it off. So you are provided several keys to several very nice rooms once you make your way up to your rooms. 2 are adjoining. One is across, like directly across the hall. So you're close by to each other. You can see that each room is very well furnished. It is set up with a very nice, large plush bed, as well as what appears to be a set of areas for dining, a small kitchenette, as well as what appears to be a small, almost like a bell is what you describe it. It's like an electronic bell that you can push, which just has a small sign next to it that says, "Please push for drinks or room service."
Great.
So,
Now, where's the sign that tells you all of the expensive room service prices? 48 gold for 1 bottle of water. You touch it, you buy it.
If you fit
um,
Buy it.
so you guys have your rooms. I'm assuming you'll pile yourselves into one and begin conversing.
and Davis will give them a quick explanation of how that phone call went. We can get him expedited to the south and ask him questions in any manner we want, including torture if need be. But it would require us to essentially kill a member of the royal family that South Ekes does not want on the throne.
Oh, that's what you meant by politician.
I don't see why it has to be murder. Why can't we
It
just
was the-
convince him to step down?
The specific
Or-
orders were murder. You cut out when you went.
No, I didn't vocalize because I heard you talking.
I was gonna say, the specific orders were kill.
What if we say we killed them, but we didn't?
If we accept this deal and we don't kill him, it comes back on me.
Right.
I will go to jail for not only that, but also the murder of the Reyes. That was part of the deal I took to make sure you and Asher didn't go to jail for the full.
Well, part of my deal for helping y'all was not killing people. And I know it's just on me, and I guess I wouldn't be the one doing the assassination, but it's one thing to like get into a fight and another to go after a specific target, you hear?
No. I don't understand the moral compass of that. There are more lives on the line. This one man is standing between us and saving probably hundreds of changelings and also discovering why they're using them, like we saw in that vision. I don't see the point of saving one person to sparing one person and potentially sacrificing the lives of hundreds, thousands.
I don't particularly care for killing things, but I'm certain there are other people who want them dead just as much. If we don't kill them directly, but we provide the opportunity for it for someone else, that would be technically fulfilling your end of the deal.
It would, but we'd have to find people who want him dead beyond us.
It wouldn't be too hard, really. I wouldn't think.
We don't even know everything about him yet. We don't know why South Ekes wants him dead. I didn't give them an immediate yes for a reason. We need to figure out why.
That was actually going to be my question. Like, Granny, I understand that you do not want to kill anybody, but what if this is a case where this is truly an evil man? Would it not fit with following the truth and being just good in general to get rid of people like that? Plus, you don't have to be the one
fully
to pull the
ascribe to
trigger.
that part.
Wait, so you're picking and choosing parts of your religion?
It's not that I'm picking and choosing, it's
I'm a
that
good
I'm asking
Christian.
questions about
Sorry, I couldn't
some
help
of
the
the
joke.
dogma.
Like this
That
part of
part
this
does-
holy book where it says, hate the gays. Why do I have to follow this part?
Regardless, it's not a question of we have to decide right now because we don't have enough information. We don't know what his deal is. We don't know what he wants, what his political standings are, what the people think of him. I don't want to kill someone just because South Ekes doesn't like him. Even if it's our best lead with the changelings, killing someone who might be a better leader for the north and lead to better ties with the south would go against my own personal beliefs. So we need to look into him before we take this deal. It is like 8 a.m. Everything should be open by now.
I have to agree, we should definitely look into him before we commit to anything.
Hey, I don't really know how politics work here. Back
You can-
home, it's the people who are the strongest who are in charge usually.
Even if you don't know politics, you can still try to gauge public opinion and see what his stances are.
So, libraries, newspapers. Anywhere we can gather info.
I could
And then
talk
once
to
we've
people.
gathered enough, talking to people. Once we've gathered enough, we come back here and we decide whether we want to kill this man or not. but I'm not gonna push for killing him immediately. There was a reason I told him we needed a day to decide. If he's a good person and they want to kill him for sake of something for the South, we'll find another way to get the answers from Lyra.
We'll see.
As
Any
you
ideas
all-
on where to start? Sorry.
That's okay. As you all sit and digest this situation, we will be leaving off the session there, and we'll be picking this up next week. I do hope you guys enjoyed the game. I hope you all enjoyed the show as well. If you do, please pass the word around and tell your friends. We stream regularly, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Yeah, please pass the word around, tell your friends. We stream here on Twitch. We're on YouTube at Dicefunctional, and we are also on Spotify as well as other podcast listening options, and on YouTube at Dicefunctional with an underscore. No, that's Twitter. Just Dicefunctional. My mistake. With all that said, oh, you guys level up. Say bye, stream.
Bye.
Bye, stream.